7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
The Savachi syndrome, I'm telling you, I'm like, well, holy shit, that was crazy. Wait for it. Thick and slick. Yo, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Moto Aftermath Show, the most uninformed motocross podcast on the internet. We are back with episode number 199. Travis Pastrana. TP 199. We are here to wrap up the Foxborough round here. We're going to talk some Denver round. We are going to talk with Kevin Moranz about how his night went. We are going to call up Max from Dirt Bike Depot, talk to him about what's going on with Dirt Bike Depot, his thoughts on the season, all that kind of good stuff. And, just kind of work our way through everything going on in the moto industry at the current time. So thanks for tuning in, everyone. My name is Travis. I'm your host. We are, once again, not on video this week. The new studio is not quite done. We're getting closer. I have made some room in the new studio so that we can start to get set up here. But we're just not quite there yet. So like I said, hopefully rest of Supercross here might be like this, but then outdoor preview will hopefully have the studio set up with lights and video and everything else in between. So anyway, before we get started here, just want to thank our sponsors for the show. So first off, thanks to Energy Fuel, the best fucking drink out there. Keep yourself fueled, energized, and strong from start to finish. Pick yours up today at CoachRobStore.com. Want to thank Premier Custom Trailers. If you need a trailer, commercial or residential, Premier Custom Trailers has what you need. They work with the best manufacturers in the industry and specialize in all your trailer needs. Sales, service, parts, or rentals, they do it all. PremierCustomTrailers.com, located 5 minutes south of Kalamazoo on US 131 in Schoolcraft, Michigan. They put the custom in customer service. And our last presenting sponsor, longtime sponsor, TLR Coatings, Michigan's #1 custom powder coating shop. From two-tone wheels and motorcycle frames to small batch production jobs, TLR Coatings will coat anything metal the right way. If you're looking for some custom Cerakoting, they do that too. TLR Coatings, serving Southwest Michigan and the surrounding area for over 5 years. Check them out at TLRcoatings.com or on all the major social media networks at TLR Coatings. Also on board with us, Alias Sports, Dirt Bike Depot, JT Cycle, Adept Creative Co, Gutter Worx, Isaac Nelson Designs, Clutch Media, and Holester Co. Links to all of those in the description down below. If you guys would like to purchase any merchandise, help us out by buying something on Amazon, or support us through Patreon. There are links for those in the description down below also. And make sure the best way to help support us is just to like, subscribe, comment, share the content. We are out there, and then that will help us get in front of more eyeballs, because that's what we're really trying to do right now. As far as merch goes, we have our Outdoor Tour 2022 shirt we are in the process of working on here. We've got the design pretty much dialed in here. I'm going to get some samples ordered hopefully this week. And, we'll be off to the races. So, thanks, everyone, for joining us. In studio with me, semi-committed, we'll call it like 85%. Got his summer haircut. Can't wait for you guys to see this on video. It is the one, the only, OG co-host, Mr. Justin Hartzell. Hey, buddy.
Well, hey, man. You know the other co-host, Supercross only. I think we just. I think when we renegotiate contracts for next year, because we know we won't see him all summer, maybe for the outdoor preview show, and that's it. I think we just need to be like, hey, man, like you're on a bonus only program. Like the only time you use if you show up.
Yeah,
because like we haven't seen him. Haven't even heard from him on a show since like St. Louis.
St. Louis, yeah.
Yeah. So I think when we renegotiate those contracts for next year, it's kind of like, hey, man, you don't show up. Just not a part of the group anymore.
Yeah, he's just not part of the cool kids club.
Yeah, just. Boo. So everybody leave a comment in the old comment box and tell us how much you guys think Cole sucks.
Oh, man. All right. So before we jump into everything here, first up, going to come up for our first guest of the night. It's going to be Max, owner of Dirt Bike Depot. We got just a few minutes here. He'll be coming up. Justin.
What's up, buddy?
I don't want to get into anything too serious here because we got Max coming up in a few minutes.
Okay.
What is something we've seen in the industry this week here that we want to talk about? We want to touch on. Just touch it. Just reach out and touch it.
Just touch it.
Just touch it.
How, and we kind of covered this on the fantasy show, but since it didn't upload, nobody will hear it. Now, I wasn't trying to do.
Hold on. Pause.
Oh.
Let me just put this out here because I put a post up on YouTube, but I know some of you only listen and you don't see it on YouTube. We did record a fantasy show this week. We recorded it. There was an error with must be the audio recording on the memory card. Would not render in Premiere Pro. I use Premiere Pro. I'm an Adobe whore. I use that. Have had zero issues with it. Would not render. I uninstalled, reinstalled Premiere Pro. Thought maybe that was it. Still didn't work. Opened a whole new file and tried to do the whole show all over again. Still didn't work. Rendered another video. That rendered just fine. So something in the audio file is corrupted and will not allow it to go past 80. It literally would go to 82% and then just freeze. So as most of you know, the fantasy show usually gets done the way this show's been done for a few weeks here since we haven't had the studio put back together, where we do basically audio only and we just throw up a graphic with all our sponsors and away we go. So it takes about 5 minutes to render, and it sat there for about 5 hours the other day and did nothing. So needless to say, I do apologize. Now this is 2 weeks in a row here. We had scheduling conflicts, and now this week we did record one, and it didn't come out. So we are going to try again next week, and we'll try to make it happen. But needless to say, we did record a show, and we did actually touch on some topics here. So let's start with the first quick topic that we touched on here.
And that's where I was going with this.
Yep. So Kenny has been riding outdoors.
Yeah.
Confirmed. Sources on the ground.
Yep.
Have seen him. That's not an old video.
Yep. Well, I didn't, I kind of looked at it a little bit and like everybody else and kind of evaluated that wasn't going to be an old video.
Here we go. Max from Dirt Bike Depot.
Put that on hold.
Pause. We'll be back. Max from Dirt Bike Depot. Welcome to the Moto Aftermath show, bud.
How's it going?
Dude, it's going great. We're live. We're recording, so make sure everything you say right now is in line with what you want to say, because otherwise it's out. It's going to be out on the internet, bro.
It's out on the interweb.
Sounds good. Can you guys hear me all right?
Yep. We're good, man. We're good. So what is up with the Dirt Bike Depot? What's new in terms of the Dirt Bike Depot business? Give us all the good insights, and then tell me how long it's going to take you to get me an actual Star Racing team jacket.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
Everything's been going well. Supercross was good for us, or has been good for us so far. A lot of our guys are obviously putting in good results. We're trying to be at least all of the East Coast races, but just with a couple logistical things, we've been able to I think we've been at like 5 or 6 races so far. Everything's going well. Business is going well. Our customers seem pretty happy, and our inventory's coming in, and can't really complain. Everything's been going pretty well.
Look, so here's the thing. I'm not a small dude, okay? I'm willing to pay big money to get a plus size official legitimate Star Racing jacket because I'm Blue Crew now.
So when you get the 2023 Honda, though, are you going to chuck it?
Dude, I don't know. I watched Jet win that title last night, and I looked at Ashley and said, well, I guess I got to go back to a Honda now.
Well, I mean, we all knew you were just biding your time with the Yamaha.
I know. Shut up. So anyway, Max, you guys have had a couple, we'll call it decent, bigger signings this year. I know you guys signed Chiz pretty early on. Brought him on the Dirt Bike Depot team, and then I know, believe, if I'm correct, a little later on, we brought the Heartthrob, Brandon Hartraft on. How do you go about landing some of those guys?
Yeah, I mean, so the Brandon deal was actually solidified before Supercross started, so we got that done a couple weeks before A1, and then the Chiz stuff was actually so we've been like buddies with Chiz for a good amount of time now. Just seeing him at test tracks around Florida and whatnot. So we once Anaheim started, we signed Brandon, had a couple good results with that, and all of our guys were killing it. We actually got into contact with Chiz about doing one of his weekly kind of like or title sponsored bike deals, one of those things. And it was pretty much a whole it was kind of like a 2-week process to kind of solidify everything once we started talking. And then, of course, he goes and absolutely kills it at Daytona. And before we can even, keep that going, he gets the star ride. So it was honestly, it was sick for us because we were kind of like the last ones to be with him before he got that deal. Of course, he's obviously been on the 450 for a few races since then, but yeah, no, he's on start right now, obviously in 250 class. He's been killing it. So stuff like that, like when we run into a situation like that, I don't even like to call it a situation because the dude is, out of everybody that I can think of, he probably deserves it the most. So no, I was pumped when that happened. Of course, we wanted to have him on for, the rest of the year, but you can't really be mad when a dude like that gets into a situation, with Star. So no, we're pumped on it. But yeah, Daytona was sick with him. Obviously Brandon's been killing it. Yeah, pretty much everybody who we've been able to work with and help out has really been killing it. I think we had, split between the 250 and 450 mains last night. We had, I want to say 6 or 7 guys.
Cool.
So that was pretty much, you can't really ask for anything better from our side. So yeah, we were pumped with that.
Yeah. How many pro guys do you guys back?
So I'll start with the 250 guys. Obviously Jack Chambers is one of our main guys. He runs helmets. Blaze Grimaldi, who was in his rookie year, this year, rookie Supercross season, he got hurt actually after round 1 at a test track in Texas. So he was our other main 250 guy, but he's obviously out for the season. He'll be back for outdoors.
Kid's wicked fast
Marshall
outdoors.
Welton is another 250 guy that we help out here and there, and anytime we're at the races, he'll be with us. Let's see, and then in the 450 class, obviously we got Scott, Kevin, Brandon, Tristan Lane. We help out here and there. He's a good buddy of ours too. Chisholm, of course, before he got the star ride. It's always different. We have the same group of guys pretty much week in and week out, and when we can, we'll help out some more guys. But we kind of, from last year, we kind of not limited it a little bit more, but we kind of pulled back on some things and went all in on guys like Brandon because we wanted to see a lot of consistent results, and it's paid off big time because the dude's getting pretty much top 10s or very close to the top 10 each weekend. So no, it's been cool. It's been awesome.
Brandon has had a super sneaky good season, and I know me and Travis talk about this all the time, the attrition rate. People are like, oh, AC wasn't there, Kenny, Dylan, so on and so forth. But I've always said, you still got to go to these races to say something that you made it through the season. And we kind of all, last year, I know that Brandon had some stuff going on with the team as far as, bike situation, and we won't get into all that. But, I hope people realize how good of a season he has actually had, because I think his best finish is 8th, maybe 9th. I might be wrong on that, but I know it's better than 10th. And I just don't think that he's gotten talked enough this year. And I know that, there's a lot of other stuff going on that people are talking about. So people are like, oh, it's okay, cool. But that dude, in my opinion, because I remember watching him as an amateur a lot. He's just one of those guys that's just not flashy. He's just a grinder. He just grinds out motos, makes it through. And I think this summer, I know he had a really good end of last summer. I think he is going to he's going to open up a lot of eyes this summer, in my opinion.
Yeah, I really couldn't agree more. It's obviously a 17-round series, but to be in it, to fight, whatever, you could say, 3 or 4 or 5 guys or the top 10 guys are out, maybe more, whatever it is. But you get paid to race, you get, your results come from races. And the dude's been battling in every single race. And obviously it's awesome for us to have a guy who we can, pretty consistently rely on getting a top 10, especially somebody, as genuine and nice of a guy as Brandon is. Yeah, it's cool when, guys like that we're able to help out. Obviously it's an honor for us to be able to help out Brandon. So to see his results, reflect, and for him to be happy, it makes us happy, and that's all we can really ask for.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Totally agree.
Now you guys do a lot on the amateur side too. How many amateur guys do you have that you guys back?
Yeah, so that's kind of where we, at least in this year, we cut it down a little bit just because we were helping out so many kids. and obviously you know how expensive it is when you're racing, the biggest amateur nationals. So right now, we had, so before this season, obviously we had Blaze in the A class, so he was our A class guy. But right now we have Ivan Aldama. He's a 250B and Schoolboy 2 rider. That kid shreds. We've known him for a while. We grew up at the same track down south in South Florida. So he's kind of our premier amateur kid right now. He runs our helmets, and then we just picked up another 250B and Schoolboy 1 kid. His name is Jackson Driscoll. I think he just got a 4th at Daytona in the 250B class, so the kid rips too. We help out a lot of amateurs that it kind of goes unnoticed when it comes to the amateur side, because obviously it's not, the big televised stuff. But they do, we help them out with discount codes and all that stuff, and they'll run some of our logos at some races and whatnot. But yeah, the amateur side, we kind of limited a little bit just because we're not really at many of those amateur races, except, Daytona and Gatorback, the local ones to us.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, as far as the amateur side goes, we're big on Ivan, and all of us believe in him, and the kid shreds. And I mean, it's only a matter of time before he starts winning races.
I think Aldana has a real shot if he can stay healthy to win, because he's doing Schoolboy 2 and both B stock and mod, right?
Yeah.
I think he has a real shot of winning Schoolboy 2 class at Loretta's, depending on, obviously people think Deegan's going to be in the class, but I think that he's going to go both B mod classes. I think Aldana has a real shot to winning Schoolboy 2 at Loretta's, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, those classes are so stacked up from, first to almost like 15th. It's almost like any kid who gets, top 5, top 10 start could work their way up in battle. But I mean, the kid's proven time and time again that he rips. He hangs with all those, factory kids. He's not on factory equipment. He's on a great bike. He's got a good program, and he trains at Tyler Rattray's in Florida. But I mean, yeah, like I said, it's literally only a matter of time before that kid's up on the top 7 of the podium. He had a couple podiums at Mini-O's in Supercross and outdoors, I think, if I remember correctly. And yeah, no, we got some cool stuff coming with him too in the future. So yeah, we're excited to keep working with him.
That's awesome.
Sweet. Now were you at Foxborough yesterday?
No, unfortunately not.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, no one can blame you. It's the Northeast. I mean, shit.
Hey, man, if we would have went there, though, we could have got lobster dinner, apparently.
Well, yeah, apparently, yeah. So, all right, so you watched it from the couch like the rest of us then. So, big question for you, and me and Justin have been arguing about this since yesterday. Did Jet let Forkner win that race?
So, I'll be totally honest, I didn't even watch the racing yesterday.
God damn it, Rick.
Yeah, I was too caught up just trying to get not behind on orders from this week and whatnot. I did watch a little bit of the highlights, and I watched some of the heats, so I can't answer on the main. But if it looked like he let him by, he probably did. I think that kid is so much smarter than he was last year in terms of like his race mentality.
Yeah.
And he knows that, like, if it's up to Forkner's going to, in my opinion, send him over a turn if he can. So, yeah, like I said, I didn't watch it. I'll have to go back and watch it, but I wouldn't be surprised if he let him by, especially if he knew he was clinching it at that race.
Well, so I won't ruin it all. Okay, I'm going to ruin it for you because you said you've watched the highlights and stuff anyway. So it wasn't so much that he let him by. Forkner was ahead of him the whole race. But Jet was very, if you watch the heats, you saw Jet starting the heat. Very tentative. Wasn't going to go flying into that first corner and get cleaned out. He did the same thing in the main and basically came from the back. And when he got to Forkner, he essentially just kept pushing Forkner along. There were many corners, in my opinion, and again, like I said, me and Justin here have been arguing about this since yesterday. He would literally be right on Forkner's rear wheel and just like slow down and be like, all right, dude, like, come on, let's go. And they made up 8 seconds, 10 seconds on Pierce Brown and RJ over the course of, 5-6 laps. Big chunks out per lap. And you watch Jet, and it was like, the way I put it yesterday was he was riding a practice track on a Tuesday in November for his warm-up moto. Like, just the most ridiculous, like, I'm not even trying to go this fast. And then at one point he had like a brain fart and like kind of tried to get by Forkner. And then him and Forkner started playing a little cat and mouse, and all of a sudden he had a brain fart again and went, what the fuck am I doing? I'm about to win this title unless Forkner puts me on the ground and I can't get up. Like, this is dumb.
Which I think that whole thing might be kind of over and done with. I think that those two have a mutual respect now, especially considering what happened to both of them.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying that they're best buds and they're going and wakeboarding together, but like, I think the whole, and they even touched this on the broadcast, the whole thing that happened in 2020, I think that got blown out of proportion. Jet was a rookie that year. Obviously, Forkner didn't, his head was still in his ass. I think that there's a mutual respect, and I think that they're going to obviously have battles outdoors and stuff, at certain times. But I think the days of us thinking that those two are going to tee off on each other, I think that that's way in the rearview mirror. I think that Jet, too mature for that now. He's got 2 titles, and Forkner realizes that he's got to get his shit together if he wants that 450 ride. And I don't think he's going to jeopardize it by being something stupid. So I hate to break it to anybody that thought fireworks going to happen between those two, but I think that those days are over with. Now maybe we get to the 450 class and things change, but yeah, I don't think those two are out for blood anymore. I think that that's done and over with.
Look, we all know Jet's way better than Fork.
I wouldn't say way better, but I would say that he's obviously better.
I don't think 95% better.
I don't think so.
Right.
He's obviously better. He's got 2 titles. That's all you need to know.
Max, I don't know if you can tell, but Justin is a big Jet hater.
I'm not a Jet dude. I told you about Jet Lawrence before you even knew who Jet Lawrence was. If you remember correctly, I was the one who was hyping Jet up.
Me and Jet have been eating donuts and hanging out for years.
And I'm also the one who brought Hunter Lawrence's attention to you guys.
Oh, yeah, I know.
So, no, I don't hate Jet. I don't hate any of these guys. It's just I told you what I said last night. I'm over the everybody acting like this kid is a one of a kind, which he's very talented. He's going to win a lot of titles and a lot of races, but he's not the first ever kid at 17 and 18 to win a title. Trey did it, Stu did it, Ricky did it, Pastrana did it, RV did it.
I think you're missing the boat here because a lot of us that are on the Jet train are not even talking titles at this point.
But I think that
his racecraft and his race knowledge is just so years above any of these other kids that are in that class.
Yes, I don't disagree with you at all.
Okay,
and I think that and we're kind of not letting Max talk, but the last thing I'll say is I think that you're missing me actually giving him credit by me talking about the titles and the wins. Because you guys may not be talking about it, but I am. I'm acknowledging the fact that this kid's going to win a lot of races and a lot of titles. But what I want people to hear is he's not the first kid to do this. We've seen this a lot of times. Go back and look at RV's first 3 years as a professional. He won like 4 out of 6 championships that he entered. And the only reason he didn't win 5 out of 6 is because he had a bike malfunction at one of the races. So he almost won 5 out of the first 6 championships he competed in. So it's not like Jet's doing something that we've never seen before. I'm sick of everybody talking about Jet. It's disrespectful to other guys when you're just talking about him. But I'm not saying that the kid is not going to be great. He's obviously already great. And that's the last thing I'll say about that. And so let Max talk now. Whatever he has to say. Because we're just talking.
Whatever Max has to say, Max, please say it.
We're just talking as if he's not even there. So yeah, he can go ahead.
No, I like listening. I'm a big listener. I like to hear what everybody else has to say too.
Yeah.
To kind of touch on that, like I definitely agree with what you're saying. He's not the first, young kid to come in and win races, win a title. But as long as I can remember watching, and I'm still pretty young in the industry. I've never seen at least somebody at this age kind of market himself, whether it's him, his agent, whatever it is, like being in the pits at these races and seeing kind of like what he brings and the new crowd that he brings. And I mean, you got people that they see him and they like, I've seen it pretty much at every race. I've seen at least probably 2 to 3 people standing at his pit. He'll come walk outside. They'll get a picture with him. And then they start bawling, crying. Like there's like a new fan base almost that he's brought in, whether it's from, just him being, a stud in general, whatever it is, how he races, whatever. But I think the kid, love him or hate him, want him to win or not, the kid is really good for the sport. I think him and Hunter are really good for the sport. And I think it almost gives you, at least when I'm watching Jet and Hunter, it gives me that same vibe as I get when I'm watching, like a new kid in F1, like a Lando Norris kind of kid in F1, to where, the kid is obviously Lando Norris isn't going and dominating races, but you just bring in that new fan base, and it kind of gives me that like that superstar vibe that I haven't kind of felt in a while when I watch these races or when I'm at these races, other than someone like James Stewart.
Can I digress from Moto for a second since he just brought up F1?
God, here we go.
Hey, buddy, are you going to the F1 race in Miami in 2 weeks?
So I actually graduate from school, from college, May 6th. And I think the race is like the day after.
Oh, no.
I was supposed to get graduation or tickets as a graduation present, and then we were looking at the pricing. And I think it was like, I don't know, $3 or $4 grand just to like be there, pretty much.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's gonna be a nightmare. So I'm gonna stay as far away from South Florida as I can that weekend. But yeah, no, I'd like to go. It would probably be sick, but no, at least not this year. I won't be there.
Well,
hey, let's go to Vegas.
We're going to Vegas next year, dude. It's funny because me and Travis, we were actually talking about when this schedule came out last year and this was announced about the whole Miami thing, and then obviously started looking at tickets and like, holy shit, and.
Yeah, I think the first time you came to me, it was like $600 or $700 for tickets,
and it just
I
kept
went,
progressing.
nope, I'm out.
I mean, when you're looking at an experience, even for the Haas team, which all credit to them, like they're killing it this year. They did really well today with both Magnussen and Schumacher. Like their experience was like $8 grand, and I'm like, yeah, like if you have the money, it would definitely be worth it. But I'm like, $8,000 is quite a bit of fucking money. It's already going to be a lot of money to be in Miami for however long. So
yeah,
but Vegas next year.
Yeah, Vegas.
And they'll be in Miami again next year, too, so.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm allowed to curse on this, but I think it'll be a shit show, too, down in Miami.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Dude.
First off, you can curse all you want to. And, yes, it will be a shit show down there.
I am actually curious to see.
How many 8 balls of cocaine do you think people go through on that weekend?
Well, I was just about to say that. I'm actually curious to see with especially the area of where the track's going to be.
There's got to be $10 billion worth of cocaine down there for that race alone.
Well, I'm wondering what they're going to be like when you pan through the crowd for the TV, like some of the stuff that they might have to try to not see what's going on. Because, dude, it's going to be
big boobs.
Big fake boobs.
Big fake boobs.
No,
what's funny too is I don't know if you guys have ever been down to that area.
Nope.
Like they're calling it the Miami Grand Prix,
mm-hmm.
but it's not really even in Miami. In the area where Dolphin Stadium is, where they're racing around, is it's not the prettiest place. It's not like a like a luxury area of South Florida. It's pretty interesting area. So I don't know if they're gonna have those helicopter views where they show the beautiful
definitely. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they're going to have to the cameraman's going to have his hands full on trying to not show certain things during the broadcast.
Dude, it's going to be just like fucking the Las Vegas one next year. Let's face it. Other than them going down the strip, the rest of it's going to be just shit.
Well, I think the one thing that and maybe I might be wrong, this might subject to change because we're still a year away, but the Miami one is at 3:00 in the afternoon, whereas I think the Vegas one is going to be a night race.
Yeah.
Because obviously, I mean, Miami, I don't know what the temperature is down there, but obviously we all know it's fucking hot there. But Vegas, obviously, it's going to be, the temperature is also going to be quite a bit bad. So I think that they're going to move that to a night race. So it might not be as bad. You might be able to kind of, blur some things out. But yeah, it's not going to be great for the first two big races.
I just want to get a room on the strip where I can just see the strip, and I'll just sit there and watch the race. It's fun.
Dude, that's like the race, and we're getting off track, but that was like the race today in Emilia-Romagna, like the old school houses. There's people just sitting on their houses, like just watching the race as it goes through. And I'm like, I wonder how much it costs to live in that house right there next to one of the most premier F1 tracks in the world.
Probably less than you think.
Maybe. I mean, it depends. Those houses have been there for a while. I don't know.
Anyway.
F1. Love it.
Anyway. All right. Back on this Moto track. So, Max, who do you think has a bigger fan base? Deegan or Jet?
Probably right. Well, I don't know because the Deegan's YouTube is pretty.
I was about to say
pretty diehard clan.
I think
YouTube.
Deegan.
I don't know.
I think Deegan. I hate to say that because I'm
But
not a fan. I'm not a firm believer in hating Deegan.
Do you think people are falling down after Deegan signs their shirt and crying?
No, but Hayden Deegan is also a child.
Not.
Yeah, I'm just asking. I
No.
ask the questions. This is my job, is to stir the pot and then just walk away.
Here's the real big question: is who do you think, when it's all said and done, is going to make more money? Because we know that Hayden Deegan's not going to make most of his money off winning titles and championships when he goes pro. It's going to be the other shit.
I don't know. That's a good one because Mertz is killing it.
He is. He is.
Jet.
He is. I definitely don't disagree with that. But
I can't wait to get some Jets and donuts in me.
What'd you say?
He has a donut company.
I know that, but like,
I'm gonna eat some at some point.
Why'd you say it like that?
Shut up.
Why couldn't you just say I'm ready to eat some Jets? Never mind.
Oh my God. Go fuck yourself. Max, you been riding it all, man?
I've been riding here and there. I don't know if I ever told you, or if I told you when it happened or whatever, but about, I think a little over 6 months ago, I broke both of my wrists.
Ow.
Yeah, so that sucked. But I've been riding here and there. I've just been so busy with, DVD and being at races and stuff like that. And I don't know, I kind of only ride for fun, or if my buddies drag me out, or if I can, whatever. But I was trying to ride this weekend. And yesterday I overslept, so didn't ride yesterday. And then I was going to ride today and, just got a little lazy and just started doing some other work. So, but no, I've been riding a little bit. When I can, I do.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you, man. Building a company is a big pain in the ass. Takes up all the time. Plus school for you, so that's a double negative.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to not having to have the school stuff, and then I'll get back onto the riding stuff.
Yeah. I'm shooting for June. I'm hoping to get the bikes out of the trailer by June.
Is it cold where you are?
No, it's actually, so it's been about in the mid 40s, but it's been raining a lot. Yesterday was like 70 something or 80 and sunny. But it's real wet, and today's been pretty good. It's been in like the 60s and just kind of sprinkling on and off. The big thing for us up here is rain, so
yeah, we're about to get a lot of it.
But we had, what do we have, 2 weeks ago, St. Louis weekend, there was a Loretta's qualifier at a place called Log Road. They had snow, and then this weekend was the Redbud Loretta's qualifier, so I don't know.
Just hopefully it's not snowing when we do the camp.
Yeah, the tracks are open, but it's sporadic at this point, so, but I'm the same way as you. I'm just busy with shit, so getting out to ride is a very big privilege.
You don't want to go and get your Loretta's tickets?
Yeah, no, I'm out, man.
Oh boy.
I'm out. I'm way out on that. Have you seen their new thing where you can now become a regional champion?
You can be a regional champion, but if you're not going to Loretta, so you can still pay the money to go to regionals, go through regionals, but this is like you can win and I do in air quotes, a championship, but it's not really even recognized by anybody.
Yeah, I can't say I'm surprised.
Yeah, well, you see, the guy that runs the AMA, and I see the AMA, not MX Sports, kind of a real dickbag.
Jesus Christ.
So, yeah.
What do you think about this new World Supercross thing, Max?
I mean, I know I've been hearing a couple like rumors here and there when I'm at races and whatnot. It sounds cool. Just, I mean, so many of these dudes have in their contracts they have to race obviously Supercross and outdoors.
Yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong, I think the World Supercross stuff would kind of interfere with outdoor races.
Yes.
So I don't know. I see a lot of guys who maybe don't have an outdoor or Supercross only would definitely be doing it. But I also think it's a great opportunity for, privateer dudes who aren't in a contract like that to where, they can go and maybe not win, but make some more money than they would racing outdoors. I think anything that can get the sport on like a bigger scale and more eyes and whatever is beneficial. But I also don't know, I've heard the stupid rumors about where the money's coming from. So I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be legit. I don't know if, if you win, are you going to get paid and stuff like that, whatever the case is. But
Saudi money.
I don't know, whatever is going to get the sport to more eyes and bigger and turn it into, I mean, I always tell everybody who I talk to about like, why the sport doesn't blow up like it should, whatever. I think until it gets to the point where, F1 is at, and I bring up F1 because I think dirt bike racing is badass, and I think it could get to where F1 is. But until it's like that, I don't know. I feel like anything world, whatever you want to call it, just to get more eyes is the biggest thing. And if it's going to get more eyes, then I think it's badass. What's your opinion?
From what I've heard about all this stuff, and I've dove pretty deep into this because I'm pretty excited about it.
Travis is all about Supercross, hates outdoors.
Yeah, I'm not a big outdoor fan either.
Thank you.
I am, so fuck you guys.
Yeah, no one cares about you. If the World Supercross thing is what they say it is, which is the payouts are what they say they are and they get paid. They do the 10 teams, 2 riders per each class on a team. Everything is what they say it is, where it essentially is going to be the Formula One of dirt bike racing. I think it's going to do very, very well. I will say that the guys that are in charge of it, from what I know, from looking at the outside and not knowing any of them, all seem like very smart, well-off individuals who can make this thing happen as long as the people putting the money up are there, and they sound pretty confident in it. So I'm very excited about it, but I'm also in a very wait-and-see mood with it because, like, this first year here, they're going to do it, but it's only going to be 5 or 6 rounds. It's going to be, like, September through November. They're not going to coincide with, like, Des Nations and stuff. They're going to keep that schedule open for that, whatever. But next year when they go into their full schedule that's supposed to be at least 10 rounds and all this shit like that, I'm going to be very interested to see. And, like, through some of the podcasts, I don't know what you're hearing in the pits there, because I know you're much more connected through the pits than we are. From what I'm hearing throughout some of the podcast stuff I'm listening to, some of the names I've heard thrown around, it's like guys who are like, yo, let's talk about this and see what we can make happen. Like Cooper Webb, Jason Anderson, obviously Justin Brayton.
I think you got to throw Vince. I think you got to throw the Moto Concepts team, the whole team in there.
I think I would be highly surprised if Moto Concepts doesn't have a team in it.
Well, the one thing I'll say, and we talked about this on the way down to St. Louis, is the biggest thing that from my thinking on all of this is, because you know how I am, like, I'm old school, I'm diehard, I'm a motocross guy. Like, Supercross, okay, cool, but to see this make it work is we have to see some top GP guys. Mm-hmm. Because like we talked about, if we just have a bunch of Americans over there, they can slap World on there, but it's basically just an extension of our series. Now, we've also talked about, and you know I follow the GP series pretty heavily, that there's going to be certain guys you're just not going to get to do it. You're not going to get Roman Fevra. You're not going to get Hurlings. Geyser probably, but I doubt it because he already makes so much money through just his outdoor contract. He doesn't really need to go ride Supercross or a version of Supercross. But if you can get a Jorge Prado, you can get a Jeremy Sewer, you need to get top GP guys to make it a world, and I do it air quotes, a world Supercross series. Because if you just have a Cooper Webb, a Jason Anderson, a Justin Brayton, people are like, oh, like it's in different parts of the world, but we're literally just watching AMA. We're just watching Supercross. So that's the biggest thing in my eyes.
The next thing we're supposed to see, from my understanding, is we're supposed to see the teams announced, like the actual teams.
Isn't
like,
this supposed to be coming up?
I think the first part of May. From the last thing I heard on the Gypsy Tales was they were having a meeting at the end of April with all the team applications that they had and all the big wigs in it. We're going to sit down, figure out what teams they wanted to accept in and bring them in as partners and go from there. So I think the next thing we're going to hear is that, very quickly followed by the schedule for this year, which, like I said, is going to be 5 to 6 rounds.
I think I'm more interested in the locations compared to the teams.
We'll see.
I know that's like not really, a lot of people aren't going to look at that and go, oh, like who cares? But to me, just understanding how hard the logistics of making a world Supercross compared to a national Supercross is.
Yep.
I'm just more curious about where these locations going to be, because for all of our viewers that are listening that don't know this, stadiums over in other parts of the world compared to over here where it's the norm, the only time that you see stadiums is for soccer. Mm-hmm. Like, you don't see just random stadiums all over the place. So I'm just more curious, are all these locations we're going to just where they play soccer at? Because like I said, places like, and I'll just say this for Michigan people, Van Andel, those don't exist.
Yeah.
Over in Europe and parts of the other.
Hey, we could go to the Cathedral of Speed, bro, and do an outdoor Supercross at a fucking racetrack.
You could. But see what I'm saying? Like, the teams thing, okay, cool. Like, that is obviously the biggest part of it. But I'm just more curious is where do these lock these locations up? Because once again, kind of like in football in our country, if it goes against a soccer game, it's not happening.
No.
It does not matter how much money they throw. They're not going to have fucking dirt bike races over a soccer match.
Yeah, and I don't know when the soccer season's
and I don't know either. I know that they pretty much play all year long because they got 10 million different leagues. But you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm just curious, where are we going?
I don't know.
Because, like, if we're going to
We'll find
a
out.
bunch of different places in, like, France, then I'm like, oh,
We're
okay.
not going there. We're
Okay,
not going
but
bunch
what I
of
was-
different places there.
What I was going to say is that if we end up going into, like, 3 places in France and, like, 2 places in Belgium, I'm going, okay, they have still some work to do because they couldn't
it ain't
secure.
gonna be that much. So one of the things that they said, and here we are, we're talking a bunch and not letting Max talk.
Yeah.
They
Sorry about that.
No,
They
you
have,
guys know more. You guys know way more about this than I do.
they have analytics
Mm-hmm.
is one of the things they've talked about because I believe Steve from Pulp MX interviewed him, and they were like, he was like, well, what makes you different than like when Feld or whoever tried to do it here in the early 2000s? And they were like, well, we have analytics over obviously Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all of this shit that we can look at and go,
Yeah.
okay, there is 10 million people in fucking this part of Brazil that are into fucking Supercross.
Yep.
We can go there and sell
Which
out
it's
a
heavy.
fucking stadium.
Motocross
okay?
is heavy in Brazil.
I think you're going to see, and this is just my opinion, again, we won't see, you're going to see South America, whether we go to Brazil,
Jorge
something like
Prados,
that. Yep.
that's-
South America. You're going to see, obviously, 1, if not 2, in the U.S., possibly Canada, I believe Australia for sure. Somewhere in Europe, I think you're going to see India.
Yeah, because there's already
India's going to be big.
they have 2 Indonesian rounds
Yes.
in the GPs.
So India, possibly a China one.
I could see Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and then I think
Because if
you're
it's
gonna
coming
be
from Saudi
in the,
money.
in the Middle East,
Yeah.
1 or 2 places too. So
You're gonna have to hit all your points.
Yes.
all your big places
Yep.
throughout. Yeah,
but that's just my opinion. Hopefully, we'll do something cool, maybe like Japan or something. That
That
would be fucking cool.
That'd be cool because I used to
So-
go to Japan way back in the 90s, even
Yep.
the 80s for the GPs and stuff. I'm just like I said, that to me, I'm super curious of where these locations are because if we get there and they're like, and this is no disrespect to when they go to Indonesia, but that track is just a shit show.
Oh, you want to know something I didn't think? Hawaii. They did that Hawaii Supercross a few years ago.
That'd be real tough though, for spectators at least.
Dude, do you know how many people would go to Hawaii to watch the
Oh,
Supercross? It'd be
I think it'd be
sick.
cool, but like I said, I'm just curious where we're going because if 90% of the first rounds are kind of in like shitholes,
Yeah.
like okay, they still got to iron some things out. But if we end up going to like some big known locations, I'm like, dude, they already have this shit ready to go, and they're just like teasing us with it.
Yeah, we'll see.
So
We'll see. Anyway, all right, Max, 2 more questions for you, bud, and then we'll let you go here. Number 1,
Yep.
do we see Hurlings this summer?
In outdoors.
Oh, yeah.
keep in mind, he just got cleared to ride.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's still enough time for him to figure it out. Obviously, I think I saw Cairoli was good to go.
Yep.
Yep.
I mean, I think so. I think it would be cool. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think when he came here, those couple races, I think he won one of them, right?
Yeah.
He won 3 out of 4 motos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think he comes. Maybe he's a round or 2 late, if anything, but I think he definitely does race, and especially with how much fan engagement that would get too.
Holy shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that would be sick. And kind of to touch on what you guys are saying with the World Supercross stuff, I mean, if you combine all those guys, like, the Coopers and the Tomacs with the other guys, like the GP guys and Supercross, I think any time you're combining guys like that, it gets more eyes on the sport.
Mhm.
And especially when you already have Cairoli doing it, I think it would be fucking sick. But yeah, to answer your question, long story short, I think he does show up, and I think he probably dominates when he races.
Okay.
I think a lot of people, and I'm a big Hurlings guy, big GP guy. I think a lot of people are on board with that, and I think that people are really looking forward to that with way what form Eli's in right now, and then obviously Dylan and Anderson looking really good on the Cowie. And the last question for Max, the last thing I'll say on this, I really hope that they market this correctly if they know that Hurlings is coming over, because if we don't see a lot of just in-your-face shit about Hurlings, and I know that they won't do this because they don't want to cause drama, but if they're smart, they would. Hurlings versus the USA or whatever, because it's literally a one-time thing.
Yep.
Dude, you love social media. You know how
if they don't do it that way, they're stupid.
They're stupid. Like, they're absolutely stupid. That would be the biggest drop of the ball that they could ever make if they don't market this correctly. Yep. And I'm not a social media guy, but even I know that how much attention they could bring to the outdoor series.
It'll get a ton of attention without doing anything, period. Just to start. And full stop. If they don't market it as Hurlings versus the U.S., it's fucking dumb. It's fucking stupid because you're not going to get this again. Oh, yeah.
Especially Redbud weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking round.
Yeah.
Dude.
USA chants all day, baby.
Exactly. And then they'll be in his face, but obviously everybody here will still respect Hurlings, but in the moment, they're U.S. pride.
Yep.
And then you think about the fact of American, and we're just going to say Eli for the sake, American and Eli, a Dutchman in Hurlings. I think Cairoli will still be around then, an Italian, and then a Frenchman and Dylan. Dude, it's
a world championship.
It's a world fucking championship.
Holy shit. Holy shit. So, all right, Matt, cool. Last question for you, buddy. What is the future of Dirt Bike Depot?
Yeah, I mean, so we got some big stuff in the works. Moving out of where we're at now, expanding. We're working on coming to some deals with a couple other companies to kind of bring something to Florida that I don't think has ever really been inside Florida. Obviously can't give out too many details about that, but it's just the same old. We're going to try and stick to what we, do best, which is sell cool shit and sell it for good prices and help people out. And I mean, just kind of going to try to keep doing what we're doing and see how long we can take or how far we can take it and how big we can grow. And I think I say it every time, but I think the takeovers, it's coming and it's coming quick. We just hired a couple guys to work with us. The expansion is going to be pretty cool. We're working on getting a new site put together. Just have to get some more time on my hands and the guys who are helping us. But there's a lot of cool shit coming. A lot of cool inventory coming. That stuff is always cool to post, and everyone obviously loves that stuff. We got some things in the works, and obviously some ideas we want to go through with, and hopefully it all gets together and it can go as planned, and we can make some cool stuff happen.
Sweet.
Awesome.
Hey, for real, I need a Star Racing jacket.
Oh,
though.
my God. Yeah, he won't shut up about this.
I do.
I'm gonna see what I can do. I'll pull some strings and I'll see what I can do.
Wow,
bro,
pull some strings.
I need an XL.
The terminology on that should make you feel special.
He does have actual strings to pull. Unlike me, I would just say that and be like, I don't know who the fuck I'm gonna call, but I need an XL, bro. And I'm willing to pay a little extra for it here. I'll use my discount code.
Even if it's
I'm kidding.
You gotta use it,
I'm kidding. But no, I do need one because we've been laughing at me at all the races I go to because I wear Geico Honda stuff all the time.
And he just gets it pointed out every time.
They're not around, and I say, well, it's vintage now.
And then I just say that Mike Grondal appreciates it. So.
Yeah, exactly. But we decided at St. Louis that I probably should have some Star Racing stuff. So
that's how you get the new Honda.
Shut up, Justin.
Yeah, I mean, you see the stuff. You see the stuff that comes on the site. There's some cool shit that comes in.
Look, man, if you get an XL Star Racing jacket, you don't even got to list it on the site. Just fucking text me and be like, hey, I got one.
Just give them a
number.
Here's
what it is.
Just give them a number.
Like, all right, dude, let me send you the card info, and then boom, we're on it.
It'd be a weird thing. You just send them a number. You just card info comes through. It's real. Hush hush.
Yeah, it's like dealing drugs. So, all right.
Yeah, well, I'm going to see what I can do for you.
All right. Thanks, buddy. So, all right. Max from Dirt Bike Depot, everyone. Max, thanks for calling in, bud. We appreciate you taking the time, man. And I'm sure we'll talk. Are you coming up for Des Nations this year? Are you going to come party or what?
I mean, I might have to. I haven't been to a red bud yet, so I might.
Oh, dude.
Oh, fuck me.
Holy shit.
Holy fuck.
And then the designations. I mean, dude, this will be my 4th one that I've been to, and 2018, even with the rain fest that we had, was fucking crazy.
We didn't even drink that weekend.
Yeah, we didn't.
And
even
it was
drink
still
this
great.
weekend. If we, dude, I'll tell you what. If the Swedes are there again, they're gonna win the weekend.
I mean, we saw boobs. We saw fucking all sorts of
Motorhomes
shit.
like burying themselves in the mud.
Yeah,
we
it
saw
was-
Mercedes-Benz driving through there.
It was a good time. It was a good time.
Crazy.
Yeah, you gotta come up for designations, bro. It'll be a good weekend.
Great time.
You guys got to come down to Florida too soon.
Oh yeah.
December.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think he meant like anything moto related.
Well, okay, yeah, man. I mean, we're coming. We're going to Disney in when is it? December 6th through the 13th or something like that. We're
Yeah.
gonna be down there. So we'll be in Central Florida in December.
Sounds good. Yeah, that's where we're at. So we'll have
Sweet.
to grab a eat or something.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. So, all right, buddy. Well, thank you. We
Thank you.
appreciate it, and we'll talk to you soon, man.
Yeah, of course, guys. Thanks for having me.
No problem.
Take it easy.
All right, Max from Dirt Bike Depot, everybody.
Never met him, but seems like a real good dude.
Dude, the first time I met him, he just whipped my ass in go-karts.
Like, knowing the little bit that I do about the Dirt Bike Depot and knowing how big it's gotten, and just listening to him, I would have thought he was like closer to our age. But is like, what is he in his mid-20s?
Yeah, he's younger.
Yeah, like, good for him, man. Killing it.
Yeah.
Killing it. That's awesome.
Yep.
Like, that's mad. Finishing up school.
I didn't think he liked me at first.
Why?
I don't know. When I first met him, he didn't talk to me a whole lot.
Oh, that was during the indie thing with Kev, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Then we went to dinner and everything got. I had to ask him. I was like, all right, tell me about Dirt Bike. This was before I even knew what Dirt Bike Depot was. And I was like, all right, dude, what the fuck do you do? How do you do it? And tell me all the details. And then he started opening up, and then boom, 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 and then now we're working together here and working on some stuff. So
Was Kev one of his very first sightings?
I
Or
don't
was Scott?
remember. No, I don't remember. I don't know.
But anyways, man, mad props to him going through school, finishing up school. That's awesome. Being that young, that's something to look like to aspire to. That's sick.
Yep. So, all right. Good info from him. Let's see here.
Did you text Scott yesterday with a big thumbs up? Making that main?
I did not.
That was a sick LCQ, though.
Yeah, it was. No, I didn't because I didn't watch the race in real time.
Yeah.
The only thing I watched 450 Heat 1 because I took a break. I was outside doing something. I took a break. I went inside and sat down and flipped it on, and I watched 450 Heat. I actually popped it on, saw that Chiz had won the second heat.
Yeah, we're
which
trying,
was wild.
We're trying not to go too deep into this
Yeah.
before we get Kev on, but like, yeah, dude, good for Scott, man. Good for fucking Scott.
Yeah, and then watched 450 Heat 1 and went, huh? Well, that's
Really makes me wonder. Obviously, he's making more money doing the 450 shit, just making the night show than doing 250 stuff. But as well as he's doing on that 250 of his in the 450
Yeah.
class, it really makes me wonder, like, how he would have done 250 East,
yeah.
like where he would have stacked up.
I assume he will probably actually ride a 450 next year. That's my
Oh, for sure.
assumption.
It's just impressive that he's both of the mains that he's made has been on
Yeah.
a 250F.
Yeah, 100%. So
But yeah, that was good. Good for him. That's awesome. I know that
Yep.
when we had him on, that was the one thing he wanted. He wanted to get in one more time before the Supercross season ended. So
yep.
good for him.
All right. I guess let's start. We'll see when Kev texts me back here because we got Kevin Moranz coming up to talk about his race too. Let's just get into this 450 results here.
All right.
All right. So 450 race recap here, brought to you by our friends at JT Cycle, serving Battle Creek, Michigan for over 30 years. Stop in to check out their full selection of Beta, Gas Husky, and Suzuki motorcycles and power sports products. Need something for around the house to help keep things nice and trimmed up? They have that too with a full lineup of Echo, Aaron's, Gravely, and Simplicity. Visit jtcycle.com or follow them on Instagram at jtcyclebc. What?
You didn't even tell me you got those in. You did.
yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Purple set of Renthal
Fucking
bars.
purple set of Renthal twin walls.
Man,
I got
I
them
wish-
yesterday, bro.
I wish we had camera right now. Those things are dope.
Oh, yeah. Dude, they fucking... Yeah, we'll check them out after this.
Those
so.
things are sick.
Yeah. No, they came yesterday.
Did
just
you
finished cycling.
Did you? When they came in, did you?
No, I didn't. No. I didn't come when they came in yesterday. That was later.
Giggity.
Giggity.
Okay.
All right, cool. So 450 class here. So we roll into Foxborough. Tomac wants to wrap the title up. He said this. He wants to wrap the title up in Foxborough 2 rounds early. Goes out. Well, first off, that track.
Garbage.
Fucking moon dust and rocks.
Marbly as shit, loose as shit.
Dude.
And the transitions, and we'll have to have Kev elaborate on this a little bit more because obviously he wrote
Very
it.
peaky.
Well, did you notice how weird it was? And they were talking about this during the qualifying show of like how hard it was to just get into a groove. So the one thing I noticed is it's at the beginning of the rhythm sections. Obviously no transition rolling into the faces, huge lips, but you couldn't get the drive forward, so you're stretching it out. And then when you landed, you had no momentum, and then the next face to like keep the rhythm going would be flat. So you'd go from no momentum and then driving forward, but then no lift.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who the fuck designed this track?
I don't know. It was very weird. It seemed very notchy, not very flowy per se.
No.
Some of the guys in the post-race interviews that I heard said they did like it strictly for the fact of it kind of slowed everyone down.
Oh, yeah.
They said it was very steep. Everyone talked about the quote-unquote moon dirt, which reminded me very much of like Seattle.
Back in the day.
Yeah, say 2019, 2020. So super interesting with all of that. It looked, like you said, just powder with rocks in it, which is super fucking weird. I don't know. Weird track.
The only section that I could say that it looks like they were making a lot of time was when onto the table, off, over the table, 2 into the corner after you came back after the finish. And, dude, even the 450s, man, because the way it was to go over the table and then literally like 5 feet of transition into the next face, it got to the point that people were like, dude, this is super sketch. If I clip it with a rear wheel, I'm just going to go onto the table. But then if you noticed, and Barsha was the one that I really noticed started doing it, like you were checking up really hard to not launch into the corner of the single. So they were literally just kind of jumping onto the table, letting the bike G out, but then they were just literally rolling off and then bouncing off the face to double out.
Yeah.
And at first when I watched Barsha do it, and I can't remember who else did it, maybe it was Freeze, I don't know. I'm like, oh, like, dude, the face is literally just, it's getting so cupped out that it's just dragging the momentum down. And then I was like, oh, no, they're doing that on purpose.
Yeah.
But it
was very clippy track.
The track, and that 3 after coming back across the start, that was a huck.
Yeah.
That was a huck.
Yep.
I didn't like the track, though. I just didn't. Like, the racing for itself was pretty decent, but by the end of the main, dude, it looks like everybody was just doing all they could to just not crash.
Yep. So, 450 class. So Jason Anderson goes out, wins this thing. He has made comments in the last 2 weeks of, well, I know Tomac's going to win the title, but I'm just going to make it hard. And he is, but sometimes you got to just look back and think, well, what could have been had he not had Indy and Detroit? You take out Indy and Detroit.
Just take out Detroit.
Yeah.
Just take out Detroit.
And all of a sudden, this is a whole different points chase.
I'm serious, and I know that a lot of people are like, well, you're just hating on Eli, but I'm not, because I've said this enough. I've given Eli credit for his comments and the way he's rode. If you take out Detroit and just say Ando gets second that night and Eli wins like he did,
yep,
we're still in a points battle right now, because Ando goes to Indy not however many points back, and his mindset isn't, well, I don't have any chance of winning this title. The only 2 races that I could look at since that stretch that I go, there was no way, was Detroit and Seattle. All the other races, in my opinion, up for grabs. As far as like Ando winning those races. And I think that the unfortunate thing is that people aren't going to see these last 2 weekends and then go, well, like Ando, like people are going to be like, well, Eli just gave him to him. But like you just said, though, this is not coming from me. This is coming from Eli. He wanted to wrap this title up early.
He did. So, well, hold on. Now we're going to pause our...
That's fine.
We're going to pause our
We'll
review
get to the race recap at some point.
Yeah, we're going to call up Privateer Hero Kevin Moranz here. And Kevin Moranz this week is going to be brought to you by our friends at Holester Co. Holester Co. bringing you things that go pew pew and bang bang and hold
Beep,
your
beep.
pew pews and bang bangs and beep beeps and all sorts of stuff. Check them out at Holester Co. Oh, God, I forgot the website.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Great radio, bro.
Oh, my God.
Great radio.
Check them out at miholsterco.com. What's up, Kev?
Wow.
Wah, wah, wah.
Oh, shut up.
You need to have Kev teach you how to do a sponsor. read or
Look,
something.
usually he would be brought to you by Dirt Bike Depot, but Dirt Bike Depot brought us Max from Dirt Bike
Yeah,
Depot.
so he brought him himself.
So basically we had to come up with a new thing on the fly here, all
you
right?
couldn't have gone JT Cycle, or you couldn't have gone
We
Alias.
just did JT Cycle
Could've gone
for the
Alias
450.
Sport.
Did you just talk to Max?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had Max on for like the
I
last
gotcha.
45 minutes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. He didn't watch the race, so it was real helpful.
Yeah, it was real great. No insight.
I asked him about it, and he goes, I'm going to be honest, man, I didn't watch it. And I'm like, fuck, okay, never mind. We'll talk about something different then. So, Kev, how's it going, man? Where are you at right now?
I don't know. Somewhere on the road, just following this blue line. About 15 hours away from home. Super sick.
Are you going back to Kansas right now?
Yeah.
Oh, sick. And then, how far are you from Denver then?
Probably about 7 or 8 hours.
Oh, that's not bad. It's not bad at all. That's a
No,
quick day
so I'll
drive.
drive-
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So I'll drive the 20 hours back home. Hopefully get home tomorrow night. Chill out there Tuesday. Try to get some. I'm working on getting a new set of suspension set up for the last 2 rounds, just because we've been struggling a little bit with our stuff being too soft. Much completely maxed out before we got to the track this weekend, and I definitely needed more with some of those jumps, especially after the finish line. But yeah, other than that, probably gonna head out to Denver Wednesday afternoon or Thursday morning. I don't know.
Sweet.
Make a whole bunch of money at that privateer challenge.
We'll see.
Wow, there was no confidence.
There
in
was
that.
no confidence in
Wow,
that.
I'm really
very
disappointed. I mean, I'm
sad
gonna
about
assume
it.
he's tired.
I have no idea what's going on with it, to be really honest.
Yeah, that doesn't shock me at all.
Yeah, I don't know either. All I know is it's like a 6-minute race, and there's like 16 of you he's putting in there, and then I think he's putting 4 wild cards in.
All right, so here's the thing. Kev's going to rip the Holy and just gap.
Yeah, that's got to be the plan.
Well,
Don't even say it.
they're talking about putting Chiz in there.
Oh, God, you said it. You fucking dick.
But
Well,
they're
I actually talked to Chiz today because he was in the airport that we were in. Because we flew back from Foxborough, obviously down to Florida, took Sater home, and then now I'm boogieing home to Florida.
got it.
Yeah. I don't know where I was going with that.
You
What-
somebody
Well,
I think
you
it-
talked to Chiz.
Is he going to race it? I think that's
Oh,
maybe
yeah,
you were going
Chiz,
with it.
Chiz. Okay, that's right. And yeah, so I said, as far as I'm understanding, I think he's going to be wild carded in, and he's starting backwards.
Yeah, no, that was the last thing I heard on some show I was listening to of Steve's earlier this week was they were going to make him start second row and backwards.
They better, because otherwise, dude, Chiz is just going to win it.
I know.
Just make him start a lap down. It's fine.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
Well, who would be the 4 wild cards if Chiz is one of them?
I don't know who else.
Because I can't think of anybody outside of
It'd
Chiz.
probably be like Chiz, Breeze, maybe Starling, maybe Clayson. I don't know. No, Clayson has enough points, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Guys like that, probably. That, or I'm sure they'll buy. I don't know if Breeze will do it. I don't know if they're going to try to get Breeze. I heard Wageman might be doing it. I don't know.
Oh,
We'll
God.
see. Stuff
Well,
like that.
I don't think. Don't got to worry about Wageman. You
I don't know.
got him covered.
You got it, man. Look,
Yeah, just rip a hole in the gap, bro.
They got a ton of money they're going to pay out for this. Just make sure you finish good and you'll get paid.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, tell us about New York. I'm riding on the moon dirt.
You say New York,
Whatever. Foxborough,
Massachusetts, not New York.
Tell us about that track you were at yesterday riding on the moon dirt.
Dude, it was a little goofy. I'm not gonna lie. Track was fun if you could get it smoothly, but with the different transitions, the different kind of dirt, because it wasn't very consistent. Some would be hard packed and slick, then some would be tacky and soft, and the transitions were the biggest part. That was tough to navigate because you'd have some that were like California, hard packed, no ruts. Next one would be ruddy and soft, and then at that point you're sinking into it. So it's robbing your momentum and your height. So that was the big struggle with the big section before the whoops, by going 3 then 4 into the corner. That was kind of tough because 3 was really soft and it had a square edge at the bottom. So in some transitions, that's what you had too. Is you had ruts to really soft at the bottom of the transition to a hard face. But then you just get a hard G out, square edge going up the face,
which is always super sketchy. So it was just all around kind of a goofy track.
I heard that it was very peaky compared to almost every other track this year. Is that what would you share that same
Correct.
sentiment? Okay.
Yeah, I would have to say so. I mean, I don't know, dude. They're just building them different this year.
Yeah. What I've also heard through the grapevine that there were some certain people went and cried about the whoops after practice, and then they chopped them down.
Indeed. I don't know who said people are, but I know that there were some riders that said that. I actually kind of enjoyed them because I wasn't going crazy fast through them, but I wasn't struggling in them. Like, I actually kind of liked them. My bike felt decent in them.
Yeah.
And then when they changed them, it just kind of screwed all that all over.
Travis, are you talking about KTM people?
That's what I've heard.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry, Kev. You're not the only one. Clayson also said that he very much enjoyed them in practice and then was really pissed that they destroyed them. So,
yeah.
So, how was the turnout? Good up there? Everything, like fan-wise, everything?
A-okay.
Yeah, man, it was pretty good. I mean, it's been sweet with the program that I've built, more or less, and then obviously having Seder a part of the program and doing the vlogs every week. Dude, there's honestly anywhere from 100 to 500 people that come up every single weekend just saying how much they love watching the vlog and stuff, which is really, really cool.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
So that just turns into a couple patrons here and there. Obviously a bunch of posters and all the stuff that we do, the giveaway stuff and whatnot. So it's been pretty cool building the fan experience and building honestly just our fan base.
Yeah. Well, hey, man, I'm not going to lie. The star of your vlog is Chris. All right.
100%.
Chris is the fuck. Have you been watching his vlogs?
I haven't watched him in a while, but yeah, I've noticed the same thing.
Lame.
Sorry.
Way to support the cause, asshole. Yeah, you got his hat when we're not on video. Smooth.
Oh my God, I've worn it every
Fucking cool.
Just go on. Just
fucking
go on.
cool.
Just
Look,
go on.
Chris is the star of that vlog, talking about the Tinderellas and the Tenderonis and whatever the fuck else he calls them. Bumble arenas. I mean, it's fantastic.
There's Bumble?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
Dude, Chris loves talking about that shit with those guys. It's hilarious. It's quite possibly the best part of any moto vlog out there. Other than when he the last vlog, he literally walked around and was asking people who had a hotter girlfriend, Kev or who is he comparing you to? Fuck. Greco. Yeah, Greco's chick or Kev's chick. And I believe like most of the people go, does Kev have a chick?
I was about to say, like, what?
So, oh man, it was great. It was fantastic. Like I said, star of the vlog. You need to get Chris's face on a t-shirt.
Honestly, though.
I mean,
Chris does a lot for the program.
I'm not lying. This is pretty much like AC's vlog was the same way. I didn't give a fuck about AC and AC's vlog. I just wanted to watch his mechanic. Because that dude's fucking hilarious, too.
Yeah, I think a lot of these vlogs, nobody even really gives a shit about the rider. They just care about the other people around.
A-Mart's vlog, his mechanic, is fucking star of the show there. His mechanic and Thury's dog.
Oh.
Well, him and also Breyer. Anytime Breyer's around.
Breyer is funny because Breyer will just make fun of people, so that's pretty good. So,
see, I like J-Bart's vlog, but his is more just serious. I like it when he's in Troll's vlogs.
Yeah. Kev, did you watch any of the 250 race yesterday?
Main event or heat races?
Main event.
I mean, I kind of watched all of it, yeah.
So, okay, question for you, because me and Justin have been fighting about this. Did Jet let Faulkner win that race?
I don't think so.
Really?
He was coming on to him. He was coming on to him the last lap, dude. He caught all the way up to the zero wheel. You give him another lap, I think Jet wins.
I mean, Jet went at him in the middle and then kind of went, oh, shit, I probably shouldn't be doing this. I probably should just win this title.
Suck it, Travis.
Dude, he is the only other person.
I mean, I didn't get to watch the whole, like, I saw mainly the ending part because that's when I was lining up on the Portland main event.
Yeah.
And what I saw, it looked like he was working to try to make a push to come after him. But yes, was he riding slightly conservative?
Yes. Probably.
It'd be dumb to say no to that.
Look, here's what I'm going to say. We looked at the lap time charts.
And I told you this. They were
they literally split, but on the laps that Jet was faster, and especially the last two, which would be what you saw sitting on the line especially, Jet was 7/10 to a second faster the last 2 laps. So Jet was definite. Jet, if you, I really want you to go back and watch the race this week and text me about this.
He won't let this go.
Well, because I asked a whole bunch of people, because Justin was like, he didn't let him win. And I'm like, dude, he literally got to Faulkner and then just sat behind him and was like, dude, let's fucking go. And, like, you could watch Jet. My thing was Jet was cruising at the practice track on a Tuesday in November for his warm-up moto. That's how Jet rode that fucking main.
Anyways. It's great. You just
don't give me that shit.
Don't just let it go.
He hates Jet, and I'm a Jet homer, so this is going well.
We literally just had this conversation with Max. Hey, Kev rode the track. He was there, made the 450 main. All his opinion's the only one that matters. There you go.
All right.
End of conversation.
Case closed.
Case closed.
Case closed.
Yep. Anyways, move on. Can we get more about Kev's night? Because we have like a little bit to talk about this later.
Yeah, talk about your main, buddy. How'd your main go?
So, ripped a sick start from the very outside gate.
Sick.
That was sick.
So that was good. Came in maybe 8th or so in the first rhythm, and then I believe it was Breeze, like almost knifed his front end, stalled it as I was coming for his rear wheel. So I had to turn left in a right corner and go all the way up to the top. So I got past by a bunch of people there. And then I can't remember for certain, but I'm pretty sure we missed the triple on the first lap because there was so much carnage. And then you turn, and right before that those whoops, you have that big rhythm. Brayton was right in front of me, like a little bit in front of me. I wasn't like right on his rear wheel because obviously I didn't see what happened. But we went 3 at the end, and then we were quadding out in that section. Well, he quadded out, so I quadded right behind him, and I don't know what happened to him. I think he got caught in with another rider, got hit or whatever, but he went up into the tough blocks and stopped. But I was already, I was in the air when I saw this. So I landed and just went right up into his rear end. So we both had to wait for everybody to go by before we could back ourselves down the berm to then go. So I was put in last once again and just had to charge back and pick off the few people that I was even capable of getting to end up 18th. So not a bad night. Another main event's good. I had a slight miscommunication / kind of on me in the heat race. I thought I was in 9th. After Carnell getting around me, so I didn't try to make like a deadly move to come back. And then came around to the pit board next lap saying P10 still, which I was shocked. And then I was, bummer for me because I had already kind of backed off a little bit, thinking I was 9th, and then just didn't have time to reel it back in. So went to the LCQ. Pretty easy, just ride it in LCQ, which was nice. And then, solid-ish main event. Solid performance, but result on paper isn't what I wanted. Yeah. Was there something Amart was doing that was allowing him to pull away from you in that LCQ? Yeah, I wasn't doing the triple on, off, triple on, off right after the finish line. Okay. I was just doing the easy line because I knew that nobody behind me was doing the Amart line. Yeah. And I didn't feel I was doing the Amart line in press and stuff like that, but I never really felt comfortable with it on the race day. Yep. My bike just wasn't able to get off of that table. Okay. Good enough for me to do anything good with it. So I was just going inside, hugging tight, singling, and then I was going table over single, 3 on, off, single in the corner. Okay. So I was losing a little time there, and then obviously in the woods, Amar was getting me a little bit, but other than that, I pulled away or passed into second on the first lap, I believe. Yep. And then I was right behind Amar for a lap, and me following him just for that lap got me a 2 or 3 second gap, and then I just backed off in chill mode because I didn't want to pull another St. Louis. Yep. Yeah, I figured there was something he had to be doing because I'm watching the gap grow on TV, and I'm like, dude, Amar's not that much faster than Kev. There has to be something. He was definitely riding good. Yeah. But yeah. I was want to mess it up. Yeah. Did you were you hitting that triple before you came back across the start consistently? Back across the start. So you hit basically before you hit the finish, the triple when you came back across. Oh no, I never hit that because that's what I was saying is I'm getting new suspension for Denver. Yep. Because I was already maxed out going into that ride or that race or whatever. I was as stiff as I could go. Jesus. And that jump, you had to come out and seat bounce the absolute ever living piss out of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was too scared with my setup that it was going to throw me over the bars. Like it was going to bottom out and throw me over the bars instead of soaking it up.
Yep.
So I never even messed with it.
Also, did you? And maybe I'm getting who it was wrong, but I don't think so. Did you and Tristan Lane have a little battle going on in the main, going back and forth, or was it somebody else?
It must have been somebody else because I had a little battle at the beginning trying to come out of last.
Yeah.
But then I got around a couple guys, got around Carnell, and then just kind of pulled away trying to get to. I think Henry Miller was the next person in front of me, but I don't even think he was close to me. I don't know. By the time I got around those guys, I struggled to get around those guys too much.
Well, the only reason I ask is... Nope, go ahead.
Go ahead. Nope.
Oh, I was just going to say, the only reason I ask is because timing showed, because, yeah, Henry was the one in front of you, but you were in front of somebody, and then maybe it was a timing fuck-up. You were in front of somebody, and then a lap later, you were behind them, and then 2 laps later, you're in front of them. And I could have swore it was Tristan Lane, because I thought Tristan Lane was 1 spot behind you, but maybe it was a fuck-up on the live timing part.
Yeah, I don't know. But I beat him in the overall, I believe.
Yeah. I think he was 1 spot behind you, and that's why I thought you maybe had a battle with him. But like I said, maybe it was a live timing issue, and that never really even happened.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right. Well, anything else you want to talk about here? Denver next week, Friday practice, LCQ
Pulp
challenge.
MX race is going to be wild.
Pulp MX race.
Win a whole bunch of money. Win a whole bunch of money.
Win a whole bunch of money.
We'll try. But
none of us will see
it. We are
so.
2 patrons away from getting to 150 patrons. So
Sick.
hit that moranzmafia.com and hop on board. Next 2 people. Let's get something special.
He is 2 away from 150. We have 2 in total.
Hey man, Kev got some good exposure during the qualifying show too. He seems to always get pretty decent exposure.
I didn't get to watch it that great. I was grocery shopping.
He was they weren't on him the whole entire time, but usually
that's because they keep putting him in fucking B group.
I know, but it seems like every time Kev is in the B group, which once again don't fucking understand how that is, but whatever, we won't go into that. The camera, and partly it's because of Dan Hubbard. They're always on him for 90% of the qualifying session. They're usually just on Kev or Dan Hubbard talking about Kev's program. Oh, yeah, it's awesome, man.
I love it.
So you're getting that exposure still, so that's good. But, yeah, the whole B group thing, that doesn't make any sense.
Well, I guess, okay, let's ask him this before we let him off the line then. Would you rather be in B group where you're the fastest
He doesn't want to be in B group.
Or would you rather be in A group where you're one of the slower guys?
I can already answer that. He doesn't want to be in B group.
With this past weekend's track, I was happy to be in B group. Yeah, the track got torn up a little bit, but I was able to slow down and focus a little bit on a pretty tricky track. Now, take me back to Atlanta, take me back to, what was even the first one before that? St. Louis. I ended up getting put in the B group, which I really didn't want because of how fast it broke down. But primarily, I like to be in the fast group. 1, that pushes me. 2, I'm not really waiting on or getting screwed over by people. I'm usually the one that's kind of screwing people over, which you saw with the old Tomac situation. But it's just nicer because, everybody's my speed or faster, so it pushes me, allows me to get more flow, and the track's better. They destroy the track before B group.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I was just curious. Just a question.
I watched in that B practice, Scotty Wennerstrom almost die 10 times. So,
well, I'm just saying, we always talk about how these guys are fragile little mentally fragile butterflies. Okay,
butterflies. Wow.
So, look, dude,
did you just call Kev a butterfly?
If you go out in B group and you're the fastest dude, well, you're the fastest motherfucker there. Now, however,
but also those guys realize who's ever goes out and is top of the board in B where they stack up. They're not thinking.
Could be a mental boost. All right.
I'm pretty sure Benny in St. Louis when he was at the top of the board didn't go, yeah, holy shit.
I'm just saying.
Don't call Kev a butterfly. That's disrespectful.
They're all little fragile mental butterflies, all right? Every single one of them.
Jet included?
Jet included.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. Jet is
Jet's
fucking
a little
warrior.
Jet's
fucking warrior.
Whatever. You're such a nut hugger.
All right, Kev. Well, thank you for coming on, man.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your 20-hour drive.
Don't envy you on that one.
Yeah, I can't wait. Appreciate it, though, boys.
Yep. Tell your mom and dad I said hello.
Oh, you know I will.
I know. All right, buddy. Later.
All right. Good luck, man.
Peace out.
See ya.
All right. Kevin Moranz, everyone. What the fuck was that?
I don't know.
All right. let's get back to our 450 race review here.
Yeah.
All right, so 450 race review, again, brought to you by JT Cycle. So Ando wins.
Yeah.
Which is what we were talking about.
Yep.
And him and Eli had a pretty good little battle going on.
And it was a little battle.
Yep. And then Eli did the same thing Jet did and went, you know what? I would rather win this title.
Oh, yeah. I mean, obviously, he faded back to 7th. Like,
Yeah.
He was like, eh.
Yep.
But he wasn't going to win that race no matter what he did there.
I don't think so either.
No.
He
think
looked good. Don't get me wrong.
He looked good, but I think he was good.
Rolling.
I think he was good for 3rd because I don't think he would have beat Sexton either.
You don't think it would beat Sexton?
Nah, man.
I think it would
Sexton.
have been a lot closer between him and Sexton versus him and Ando, but I do
Yeah.
think Ando was going to get him.
Won't argue
with that.
I will agree with that. I think him and Sexton would have had a nice little battle, but I think that Sexton kind of did what we've been harping on him. Hey, man, I'm putting in some heaters because Sexton looked good all day too as well, and he has these last couple weekends. But then he realized, hey, like he closed up on Ando a little bit, realized that Ando, like, hey, he was kind of settling in, dropped the hammer, pulled back out, and Sexton's like, all right, you know what? Track's gnarly. I don't need to die again. I'm just going to take 2nd. So I do think that if Eli would have been, quote unquote, not trying to win that or not lose the title,
Yeah.
they would have had a nice little battle. But I just think that Sexton maybe would have had a little bit more. Sexton looked a hell of a lot better in the whoops than Eli did. So maybe that would have just been just enough to inch him out. But yeah, I mean, we all knew what Eli did. Like once Eli stalled it in that left-hander.
Which, we can talk about that. Bonehead move on Eli's part.
Yeah, that was a little weird.
Bonehead move.
That was a little weird.
I was having this discussion with Ashley because right before the main started, I said, oh, hey, you going to sit down and watch your boy win the title? Because honestly, the way he was riding all day, I did think that he stood a good chance of winning that race. If not,
see, I thought
at least beating Anderson.
I thought 2nd was going to be. See, I always thought Anderson was going to win the entire day. I mean, people were on the whole Marv thing, which is understandable. Marv has won there.
Marv has won there, but I wasn't on Marv.
I watched from jump. I watched Ando, and I'm like, you know what? Ando, he just looks like he's gelling with his track.
Here's where I thought it was going to get interesting. I thought that Eli had enough to force Ando into an error. And the way we saw that track breaking down, the moon dirt, the rocks, all that stuff. I mean, we saw it in the heat race. Ando went down.
Yeah, just what got in the loose stuff, pushed the front.
I really thought we were going to see that. I thought
that was a dumb mistake, by the way. I mean,
too.
It's not much to analyze it, but like, dude, the way he was trying to he was basically trying to square off that corner, and I'm like, dude, you have to start squaring off that corner from the backside, not going all the way out. It was just a weird angle, and it didn't matter. But I'm like, dude, that was just dumb.
But let's go back to the Eli situation where he stalls it. Okay, I was telling Ashley, Eli, that was a dumb move on his part. Racecraft. Complete garbage in that corner. You're racing Anderson. You know you have the speed to stay right there with him. Okay?
Yep.
You also, as you're riding the last 2 sections there, you can clearly see that, wasn't it Mookie?
No, Coop.
That Coop is right there too. So, knowing how Coop races, he's going to go to the farthest inside line he can, right? So you go up into this corner inside of fucking Jason, who the only way you're going to get past Jason is you're going to have to hit him.
Yeah.
Like if you're not fast enough, there wasn't enough speed there with him yesterday to just straight legitimately go up, go through a rut and blow by him. You were going to have to make contact with him, which you obviously are probably trying not to do because you're trying to win this title. Then Coop is right on your ass and you know he's going to come up inside you and he's not scared to throw an elbow. But you still go for it with Ando? No way. Your whole thing should have been to let off, ride right behind Ando through that corner, and then pick a different spot. Because at that point, that was just a dumb move. I wouldn't have made that move. And I know that's easy to armchair quarterback, but let's face it. Riding around, even coming from my level, you're aware when someone's behind you. And let alone these guys who are much, much better than me, you know Webb's behind you.
Yep.
You know how close he is. He's going to come up and at least show you a wheel. And then you do that, and then you act like surprised, and then you tip kind of towards the outside, then you stall it, and then that pretty much is it. Game over for your race. So
yeah, I always find
it was dumb.
I always find it kind of funny when the top these top level dudes, and it doesn't happen that often when they do, but when they stall it in a corner, because I'm like, dude, especially somebody like Eli who's already fucking dragging the clutch all the way. I'm like, how do you stall
not grab that? I'm
like
confused.
You're literally on the thing from enter to exit anyway. So
Yeah.
like, how did you stall it? But once again, it's easy to armchair quarterback, like you just said. I thought the whole thing was stupid, but yeah, I mean, I just was never under the impression that Eli was going to win that race. I kind of always thought Ando, and people are like, whoa, you're just saying that. But like, I even just said, I think Sexton would even beat him. Eli looked great yesterday, which on a track that was not easy to look good on.
Yeah.
But I didn't see anywhere on that track that, and outside of him literally getting the start and pulling away, that he was just leaps and bounds better than Anderson and Sexton at.
Yeah.
So I never was really under the impression that he was going to wrap the title up yesterday, barring him, like I said, either getting the start and gapping or Anderson crashing. But it's just, isn't it kind of a weird feeling now to look at Anderson these last 2 weekends and go, like you said before we had Kev on, what we could have had?
Yeah.
What we could have had, because we could have had a title battle still going on right now. And it's like, damn it.
Well, it works the same way with like the 250 West. You look at that, you take away A3. I mean, Hunter's right there.
Yeah, I mean,
He got 1 point. He
Yep.
finishes second that night. He's now has 22 more. He's 23 behind. We have a 1 point title race.
Yeah,
For the last 2 rounds.
And I could not. I mean, nobody would have predicted this at all at the beginning of the season that it would have been between Ando and Eli.
Yeah.
Maybe insert Eli, but definitely not Ando. But I really would be curious what that scenario would look like going in. So, and I'm just going to be specific right now. What time does the 450 main start? 10:20 usually? 10:20?
Yeah.
10:15. I'm trying to be specific here. Going into that final weekend, or that first weekend in May, final round 17 in Salt Lake at 10:20, and we have a title battle opposite whoever has the points lead, and it's single digits between Eli Tomac and Jason Anderson. I'm going to be real honest with you right now. That fucking battle would have been insane, dude. I could have not imagined, because you're looking at Jason Anderson, who's had all this shit pushed at him since that 2018 title, going, oh man, you're a one-hit wonder. You lucked into that title, this and that. Having this career of his, or the season of his life right now. Eli going for a second title, killing it, winning all these races. And you tell me that it's a single-digit gap between those two, whoever has the... Dude, I'm sorry. I think that there would have been, and I'm not being literal in this sense, but the whole old term, there would have been blood. Dude, those guys would have been coming out swinging.
Yeah.
And it just sucks to think that we could have had that had Detroit not happen. And like you said, I think Indy was kind of on the back burner, but had Barsha not decided to be a douchebag and saw off Ando's front end for the second time in 1 year.
Yeah. Yep.
So it just sucks. It just sucks to think that we could have had this battle the whole entire season, and we just got kind of robbed of it.
Yep.
So,
all right. So Chase Sexton second. We kind of touched on him. He had a good day.
you think he gets another win in his next 2 rounds? I mean, it's hard to think that with the way Ando's riding right now, but
I don't know.
I guess the real question is do you think he can beat Ando straight up?
Here's the thing. I think Sexton can win any race any day of the week, to be honest.
Yeah,
with you. He's
that's
got
true.
the speed. He just has to quit making these
I mean, people say the same thing about Mookie,
Sexton mistakes.
but it's obviously...
But okay. But and you know me. Until the season's over, I'm still going to say Mookie could get a win, too.
No. I'm not making that comment to be talking about
Here
Mookie.
is my thing. Sexton has won a race.
He already has, yes.
So, any one of these races, like I said, I think Sexton can win it any single day of the week.
But do you think he's going to?
It's going to be rough. Ando's on one right now.
Yeah.
Barring Ando hitting the deck, I don't know.
And it's not like we've seen that a lot this year to begin with.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. But I keep making the comment to myself and to other people. Chase has to get it done next year.
And see, I don't think he does.
I don't think he does either.
I don't think...
But if he doesn't get it done next year, the whole crop of 250 guys that are coming up are going to be now in 450s and moving. And I think then that really closes off your window. Really
How
starts
crazy is
to
it
close
to
it off.
think that Chase Sexton might never win a 450 title?
That's wild. It's wild.
Because I do agree with you. If he doesn't get it done next year, I don't think he's going to get it done at all.
It works the same way with someone we're going to talk about in the 250s here.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So...
Yeah, it's... Yeah, and see, I don't think he does.
I don't
And I don't want
know.
to
It's
seem like I'm
very
shitting on
questionable.
Chase Because even though I've been very critical of Chase, I still like the kid a lot. He's local to this area. I really like his dad, Kier. Fucking uber talented, but I don't think he's going to do it. I will say this. I think he has a better shot at winning an outdoor title than he does a Supercross title.
Maybe. We'll see, man.
And that's obviously like really hard to believe at this point. But yeah, I don't think he wins a Supercross title.
Yeah, we'll see. It's not looking good. And like I said, I've said this with a few of these guys. Once Jet hits this class too, and I know we've argued about this, and we're going to argue about it more. Your door gets really like your opening's real thin then.
Well, see, here's the problem, and we're not going to go on this too much, obviously, because we have enough time to talk about this, is you can say that, but you can only say that, though, for the likes of a Chase Sexton, because until outdoors, at least, Eli Tomac and Dylan, and Supercross, until Eli leaves, Jet's not beating Eli. I know that you can beat your chest, and people talk about Jet, but Jet's not going to beat Eli. And you're talking about two people that I am very critical of. Jet will not beat Eli.
What are we talking? 1 year here that he's might even be in the class?
Maybe though. I mean, Eli has made comments lately that he wants to keep doing this.
Well, he did make a comment too that he didn't want to go as long as Chad.
And he's said that. So what does that look like? 34, 35? And we know that Eli is not slowing down. He's obviously getting better. That's another thing you got to remember. You got to think about, though. If Eli doesn't start to decline for another few years and he really wants to stay in this and winning many titles, and say for the sake of it, he wants to be known as the second best dirt bike racer of all time outside of Ricky, I will never, ever pick Jet Lawrence over Eli Tomac for a championship. Outdoors, Supercross, doesn't matter. You can say all the things you want about, and this is where this conversation will be funny, about all the fans that Jet has and all the fans that Eli has. Those Eli fans will absolutely eat the Jet fans up.
Were you saying the same thing in, what was it, 2001 when Ricky passed
No,
MC?
No, because it was very clear that McGrath was never going to beat Ricky at that point because McGrath was on the backside of his career.
Interesting.
No. I was saying that when Stu moved up with Ricky, and obviously that didn't happen. But yeah, I don't think you would be able to find anybody in the industry that would tell you.
So you didn't think Stu was going to beat Ricky?
No, I did. No, I did. What I'm saying is I was thinking Stu was going to beat Ricky.
Kind
of like with where Jet people think with Eli. I do not think you will find one person in the industry that would say that as much as they believe in Jet Lawrence, that if they're going to sit there and they're going to know ahead of time that this Eli Tomac is going to be around for another few years, that they're going to pick Jet Lawrence to beat Eli Tomac for a championship, indoors and out. Now, if you sit there and go, oh, Eli's not taking it as seriously, then I'll be like, okay, I could see that. But I don't think you will find one person, and I'm even including Daniel Blair in this conversation, that they would pick a Jet Lawrence over this version of Eli Tomac.
You'd be surprised how much dumb shit DB will say.
But do you see where I'm coming from?
I mean, I understand.
Especially outdoors.
I understand what you're saying, but I feel like this conversation's been had before with a lot of people. Probably not. It's been had before, not publicly, because obviously we didn't have all the technology back in the 90s and stuff. Yeah. But I have a feeling this conversation's been had before.
Probably.
And there's a lot of people who have said, like, oh, they'll never beat the old dog, and then
But the problem, though, with that conversation, and I feel like I can say this because I have been around this sport for a very, very long time, and I've seen that different thing. There was not a guy that the old dog, and I'll do an air quote since we don't have video, that was at this peak form of Eli Tomac right now, except outside of Ricky. Because McGrath was not in peak form when Ricky moved up. Stu, when he moved up, Ricky was still in peak form, and then obviously we know that Ricky retired 2 years after Stu moved up. And then you could even go back to the 80s when it was, the changing of guard with Bob Hanna and Ricky Johnson and all that. But this Eli Tomac, I'm sorry, dude. I do not disagree with any of this Jet is going to be very, very good. Jet is not Eli Tomac. He has a long way to go. He has not even scratched the surface of an Eli Tomac. And don't even come to me with a conversation about outdoors because Eli would fucking pecker slap the shit out of Jet Lawrence on a 450 outdoors. It's just not close. It's not close. Supercross, you could have the conversation, but outdoors, I'm sorry, Eli would grind Jet up into little pieces of donut dust on an outdoor track in the middle of summer.
For a while here, yes.
Until Eli Tomac decides to not want to do this anymore. Because this Eli Tomac version, if this guy showed up next year and Jet Lawrence, hypothetically, and this is the last thing I'll say because we got to move on, if you tell me that Jet Lawrence had a year to get ready on a 450, and he goes outdoors and makes his debut, kind of like Chase Sexton did. And this version of Eli Tomac is still there. Doesn't matter. Eli still smokes the shit out of him. It's not even close.
Yeah, if Jet goes outdoors next year, I agree with you. I think and Eli stays in peak form like he is.
Yeah.
I think, yes, Eli will beat him more often than not.
If not all the time.
If not all the time. However, I think the ceiling, even if Eli continues on an upward trajectory because of the stages of his career, I still think that the upward trajectory of Jet is higher. It's gonna peak higher than what Tomac is
at this point in his career.
Not at this point. I'm saying, okay, so Jet's 19. Okay,
No, I think he's still 18. I think he's only 18. Or did he have a birthday?
I don't know.
Maybe he is 19.
18 or 19.
Maybe, yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Anyway, he's under 20.
Yeah, for sure.
You give me Jet Lawrence at a consistent growing phase like he is right now. 22 to 24, he would surpass what Tomac's doing.
I don't agree with that at all.
At this point, his speed. I mean, it's just the
speed.
Way
No.
Oh yeah.
No. Jet Lawrence will never beat anybody by a minute and 15 seconds. Minute and 20. Never gonna happen. Never gonna happen.
Nope. I don't know, man.
Nope. And you know why I'll say that is because Jet Lawrence wasn't even close to that outdoors this past year in 2021.
Jet's got big jumps, I think, still coming.
The problem though is that we're only. No, I don't agree with that. I think that these guys are gonna start hitting their ceilings.
You don't think he's gonna take more big steps?
No, because these guys are already going
with
so
his
fast.
Speed and stuff.
Consistency, yes.
Yeah, but
see, this is a fine line. These guys can't go much faster than what they're going because your brain can only process information so quickly. We're already almost at the peak. Now, consistency, yes, because your body.
He's not peaking yet. He's 18. He's not peaking until his mid-20s.
See,
mid-20s, he's going to peak, bro.
See,
and
everybody
when he peaks, it's going to be ridiculous.
See, everybody thought that was Stu, and look what happened. Stu was actually too fast for his own good. So, yeah, you could say that Jet is going faster than anybody, but if he's not keeping it on two wheels.
Look, as much of a hater of Stu as I was for a long time, I've grown to like the guy and respect his career much more than I did when I first came back into the sport here in 2014. Okay. Comparing Jet Lawrence to James Stewart is nearly impossible because it's two completely different things. Jet Lawrence...
Well, it's different eras, too.
Jet Lawrence, in my opinion, is the James Stewart speed, but the brains to not run himself into the ground.
I don't agree with the speed thing. The brains thing, for sure. The speed thing, no. I don't agree with that. James Stewart on his peak day, Jet Lawrence will never reach that. Never reach that. Like, if you put James, the fastest time he's ever ridden a dirt bike on a supercross track or an outdoor track, Jet Lawrence will never touch that. I don't think anybody ever will. Like, you can talk about how good these guys, the physical side of it, the sports science behind it, how good these bikes get, which these bikes can't get much better, let's be honest. Because we're going to start getting to the point that we're going to have too much information, and then it's going to overload people. I just don't see Jet Lawrence ever going as fast as James Stewart did on a dirt bike. Now, he may be able to do it for a lap, but to do it for as long as Stu did when he was feeling it and win races, no. Because, like, for instance, that Toronto 2014 race.
Yeah.
You take that James Stewart that night, and you put him up against anybody in the field right now, and he wins that speed, he wins every fucking time.
See,
you can only go so fast on a dirt bike. That's why I still say that Ricky Carmichael, nobody would ever beat Ricky Carmichael or prime Ricky Carmichael. Jeffrey Hurling's included on an outdoor track.
Wow, that's a big statement from you.
It's the only reason I say this is, and I'm not saying this to take a shot at how long you've been back in this, but like the way you are with Jet, it's because I lived through literally the whole entire Ricky Carmichael and James Stewart era. I watched those guys as amateurs, and obviously they're older than me, so I was very young, but I watched them all the way through it, and I watched so many of their races in person, and I've never seen anybody go that fast on a dirt bike, ever. I've never seen, when those guys were literally pushing each other to the limit, I've never seen anybody go that fast.
See, and here's where I think we're going to get screwed a little bit, because I don't think there's anybody that can push Jet to his limit.
You mean like when he goes to the 450 class?
I'm talking speed-wise anywhere right now.
I think you're going to see it this summer if J-Mart's healthy, because he did it last summer. Now, whether J-Mart implodes, that's a different thing, and that has nothing to do with J-Mart riding over his head. That's just who J-Mart is. I think Crawfordsville, that first moto before J-Mart crashed.
Yeah.
Jet was fucking, and I know you didn't get a chance to see it as much because you were with Kev.
Yeah.
But you go back and watch that before J-Mart crashed. J-Mart was pushing Jet to the fucking limit. I think our problem that we have when we watch Jet is he is so naturally talented. It doesn't look like he's pushing that hard, but in reality, he's fucking hanging it out. It's just he's so good on a dirt bike. It's kind of like the Kevin Windham effect. Kevin Windham never looked like he was trying. Christoph Porcel, now you get to the 450 class, if Eli's still there, I think we're going to find out how good Jet really is. Because Eli will get on his rear wheel, and he will make him survive outdoors. Supercross, maybe a little different. But outdoors, you go to like Southwick, dude, Eli will make Jet rethink riding the 450 class.
I don't know. This is a generational talent, bro.
Look, I'm not disagreeing. I have not disagreed.
We're not even to the 250 class yet, and we can't stop arguing about this.
I have not disagreed with anything about the titles and all that kind of stuff, about how well Jet's going to do, and I think he's going to have a very successful career. It's just I will always say he is not the first person to do this, and he will not be the last.
He's not.
He will not be the last person to do it. I don't know who the next person coming up that will do it, because I think that our amateur program, and I don't even want people to come with me to Hayden Deegan, because that shit's not going to happen.
Hayden Deegan is just a different story altogether.
He's not going to win a lot of races.
He's not a riding thing. His is a marketing thing.
Yes. So I
agree with you there. I think he's going to be good, and I think he'll be fine.
But I don't think he ever wins a title.
But I don't think he's going to be great. He might win a title. He might
maybe wins a Supercross title. Maybe wins a Supercross title.
Yeah.
But I don't think we'll see it for a while. But Jet will be not. You can stamp this. Jet will not be the last person to do what he's doing right now.
No.
I just think and you've made this comment, Cole's made this comment, obviously Max did when we had him on earlier. It's the marketing side where I think you look at Jet as different from all those guys. And I think Stu had that going on. It's just the difference was Stu didn't have an agent like a Lucas Myrtle.
Yes.
I think if Stu would have had an agent like a Lucas Myrtle, rewind 15 years, this guy's the fucking limit of what James Stewart's. We already know he's made more money than anybody ever has as a motocross racer.
Yeah.
If he would have had a Lucas Myrtle as an agent, holy shit, dude. He would have been the first 100 millionaire probably to ever ride a dirt bike.
Probably.
But obviously he didn't, and Jet Lawrence does.
Yes.
So I think that's where the difference is what Jet's doing.
Yes.
Compared to all these other young, do we want to use phenom as the word?
Yeah.
Phenom, young phenoms. That's the difference. Jet is up here as far as eyes, whereas Jet was here, Stu was here, and everybody else was down here.
But then again, too, you gotta look at it. He's got the skills to pay the bills
He does.
To back it up.
Look, that kid will never not be making money for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
He's going to make money for the rest of his life.
All right, let's move on here through our 450 class. So Marv gets third. That was a good ride for Marv.
I like how he was embracing the...
Are we going to see him race after this fucking Supercross season here? Like, what the fuck is happening? Are you seeing anything on any of the fucking anywhere?
No, and I don't. And like we kind of talked about on the fantasy show, that if Hurlings and Cairoli, I think that's really going to put the nail in the coffin.
What are the French MXGP teams?
So right now, well, the problem is a lot of the French guys are hurt. So
no, I'm talking about like not
teams.
French riders.
I'm sorry,
teams.
There is really no actual French. Like they have like Bud Racing. They have a couple teams that they run in the EMX series. But as far as the factory teams,
I was just trying to see if there was one that was gonna like pop out and be like, "Yep, we're in the World Supercross and Marv's our guy."
I think that if this KTM thing goes sideways and that relationship might be over, it'd be really cool to see him opposite Roman Fevre on a Kawasaki. I think that'd be fucking cool. First off, it'd be awesome to have add Dylan into that, two of the three best French riders in the world on the same team.
Yeah.
I will say this. Marvin Musquin probably does not ride a KTM after this year.
No.
I don't think so. And I don't think it's an Austrian brand either.
No.
I think that those days are over with.
Dude, if I'm Marv, I'm pissed.
I am pissed too, dude. I am pissed. You know how much he has done for that brand? I understand he's brought them only one U.S. title.
Look, we can just look at this in a vacuum, which is just this year. He's won a fucking race. He's been on the box.
And think about how much...
way more than we can say for the defending champion.
And think about how much winning. I understand that the title is the only thing that matters, but think about how much fucking winning since 2017 that man has done 100%. For KTM. Supercross and outdoors.
Multiple races a year.
The only guy that in 2 out of the 3 years that he won those titles in a row that was actually able to give Eli Tomac fits in 2017 and 2018.
Yeah.
I understand that Eli won the title, so it doesn't really matter. But go back to that 2017 season. Remember when Marv went on a run in the middle of that season and was not, like, Eli was not able to beat him?
Yep.
I just don't think Marv gets enough credit that he deserves. And it annoys me. As a guy that's not a huge Marvin Muscan fan, I think that we all can kind of look back and realize that we may have taken him as a rider for granted. Mm-hmm. Dude has been solid since he's come to this country.
100%.
And it bums me out that his fucking politics are probably the reason why he's not going to have a ride.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, great. Good on him. I don't think it's going to happen. It'd be so cool to see him get one more win then this year.
I cannot believe we're not even going to get to see him race outdoors like that.
Which bums me out because, once again, I love fucking watching Marv ride.
And who the fuck, like, I don't know.
It would, once again, if this whole Hurlings versus Dylan versus Eli versus Cairoli thing, you add one more Frenchman into the whole thing, holy shit, dude, it's fucking World War.
Yep. Stu, 4th. So.
Looked better than he did in Atlanta, I think.
I'm still not going to say he's not going to get a win, but
we're going down to the last lap of the last race of the year.
Salt Lake City. But, I mean, my dude over here, it's not looking great for getting a race win, and it's just another really good season, essentially.
You think that his mind, I know that he would tell you on camera that he still wants to get a win. Do you think his mind has kind of drifted to what outdoors now, going into outdoors?
Possibly, yes.
Which is another thing that we'll have to touch on a lot in our outdoor preview show. I don't even know what a Malcolm Stewart in this condition looks like outdoors.
I don't know either.
I don't know.
Good fucking luck.
I mean, we have not seen him ride outdoors since.
He can come out and win Hangtown for all we, or Paul or whatever.
He fucking could, dude.
That's all we fucking know.
Malcolm Stewart could literally go out and go 1-1 at Fox Raceway, Paula, whatever, and we'd go, well, okay. All right, cool.
Surprise me.
Guess is how this is the summer's going to go.
This is how we're going to go. So, yeah. No, I mean, this is a great year for him.
Oh, best year he's ever had of his life.
Had awesome finishes. He's done well. But
it's only finished outside, what, the top 5 twice? Twice?
Oh, hold on. Let's see here. Let's see if it'll load. Let's see.
It's not often. He's not.
So 7, 5, 5, 5, 2, 4, 4, 5, 8, 2, 8, 4, 9, 5, 4. So 4 times.
So 4 times. Yeah, that's a good fucking season.
Yep.
And then your worst finish is not outside the top 10.
Yeah.
That's a good fucking season.
Not outside the top 10, and he laid on the track in Detroit for a while, just contemplating his life.
And then even thinking about Daytona, what happened with that whole fiasco.
Yep.
So yeah, no, great.
Yeah, good job. Barsha, 5th place.
Passed Eli, crashed, passed him back, and that just kind of shows you, well,
Eli wasn't trying.
Eli wasn't really trying.
Yep. Webb.
Boo.
Dude.
What the What?
Battling for the lead,
Rips the whole lead.
And then fades to 6th.
And only passed Eli on the last lap because Eli's just like, well, whatever. Like, dude.
What a fucking...
Such a disappointment. Such a fucking disappointment.
I can't wait for outdoors to start to see how many of these guys we actually see outdoors.
Well, here's the thing.
Because he's on my list of, I don't think we see
Here's
him.
the thing, and I totally agree with that, but just say he does. Which, how crazy it will be that if Cairoli and Hurlings, that we're going to have a 4-man KTM 450 team at some point. Dude, you got to think about the fact of, if these issues are going to continue, and then you get AC back, you get Kenny back, like...
Is AC coming back for outdoors? Do we know? I heard he's not.
See, I thought he was.
I heard it. No, I heard his knee's still fucked up.
Oh, well, then maybe I am late to the party on that one. But just, dude, it's not going to be good. Coop's outdoor season, if he decides to ride outdoors, which we're kind of in agreement, we don't think he's going to. Dude, if everybody thought last season was Struggle Bus, it's going to be terrible.
Yep.
This year.
Eli Tomac, we talked about him already.
Yeah.
High top fade, back to 7th.
Vince Freeze,
8th.
I'm actually more impressed with the guy behind Vince Freeze. Fucking Troll Train.
9th.
Holy shit, after going a Kimmy Granger 2 weeks ago.
Jesus Christ.
And I don't know what the hell happened to him in Atlanta. Dude. Good for him. I know that he's just counting down the days to outdoors.
Yeah.
But good for him. That was really cool, especially through an LCQ win. Mm-hmm. Like, after that LCQ, I was like, oh, okay. I was like, he'll be like 12 to 15. No, I'm just going to put 9th.
Hey.
What? On one of the shittiest tracks of the year, you pull out a 9th.
Hey, whatever it takes.
Whatever you got to do.
Whatever it takes.
And then finally, that sexy son of a bitch.
Justin Brayton.
After we now know through Kevin that they were, playing footsie together.
Yeah, in the corner.
Fucking footsie in the corner.
Justin Brayton, we're just happy to be here, man.
Hey, man.
We're happy to be here.
Hey, man. I love that guy.
Good farewell season for him, though.
Awesome.
I mean, can't be sad about it.
No.
Brandon Hartraft, 11.
Once again, just sneaky season, man.
Yeah,
just sneaky
right
season.
there
just
around
right
that top
fucking
10, 12 to 8 guy. Like,
Yeah.
all right, cool. Betty Bloss, whatever, 12th. Amazing. He went through the whole race without crashing, I guess. That's impressive.
I like Benny, but I think he's going to crash a lot outdoors.
He can crash a lot in the next 2 rounds. Okay, Clisson, 13th.
Yeah, whatever.
Brees, 14th. Fast Freddy, 15th. Starling, 16th. Henry Miller, 17th. Kev, 18. Tristan Lane, 19.
Man, I'm still on board that I could have swore Tristan Lane and Kev had a gnarly battle.
I don't know.
Like I said, maybe it was a live timing fuck up.
Carnow and Carney Asada, 20th.
Yeah, whatever.
Friend of the show, Scott Meshy, 21st.
Congrats, Scott. That's awesome.
That's great.
Good for you, bud.
And Justin Bogle, 22nd. The fuck is happening there? That
Don't
was
care.
weird.
Long hair, don't care.
That was weird.
Dude, I went up the face of the triple. My brain malfunctioned.
I went up to face the triple. My brain just malfunctioned. I don't know what happened. So
And who was 22nd?
Bogle,
Oh, who was 21st?
Meshy.
Oh, I could have. Sorry.
Carnow was 20th. Yeah.
Okay. Before we move on to 250s,
Yep.
you said you didn't watch the LCQ, right? The 450 LCQ?
I watched it.
The fuck is Justin Rodbell doing?
Dude,
What the fuck?
I don't fucking know.
What the hell? Dude, if I'm Bubba Pauly, I'm getting up and slapping you right
Was
in the
it Bubba
face.
Pauly or was it Raper?
No, it was Bubba Pauly. Raper was behind both of them.
Yeah, there should have been a fist fight over that.
If I'm
one.
Bubba Pauly, and I know Bubba a little bit, I haven't talked to him in a long time, but I was around him quite a bit when he was younger. So he's not a fighter, and he's not a big guy by any means. If I'm Bubba, dude, I'm looking back, and I'm just punching you right in the face.
Yeah, like what the fuck are you doing?
Dude, we're not in transfer position. You literally just saw Scott, and I don't know who was behind Scott.
I don't remember.
Who the fuck was it? I don't remember either. You literally just saw them. They were in the transfer spot. Scott was in the transfer spot, and you just dive bombed the inside of me for 6th? Mm-hmm. Like, it's not like Rodbell made any money off of getting 6th.
No. Well,
Like,
they didn't get that anyway. They both went down.
Yeah, I'm like, what the... Dude, I really hope, and we're never going to know, I really hope it comes out this week that Rodbell, like, had a miscommunication and thought that he was for the transfer spot. Because if he didn't, and he just dive bombed him for the hell of it, I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, it's
That
fucking
was...
dumb.
When I watched it, I was literally sitting there watching it, and I had to like go like this. I'm like, did Rodbell literally just blow him out for no reason?
Oh yeah, 100%.
And if anybody knows Bubba Pauly, he is like one of the nicest dudes. So it's not like he had a reason to do. I'm just like, really, Rodbell? You're a moron. You're a freaking moron.
Fucking idiot.
So fucking stupid.
All right, so that's been the 450 class wrap up there. We're going to take a quick break here. I got to take a leak. And we will be right back. And we will wrap up 250s, and we'll get this show wrapped up. So we'll be right back, everybody. All right, and we are back. Our 250 race wrap-up brought to you by our friends at Worx. Thanks to Kayla and Josh for supporting the show. If you live in the Southwest Michigan area, make sure to check them out. Gutterworksgutters.com. Seamless gutters. They're fucking beautiful. They're so pristine. They're magnifico gutters. They keep the rain off your yard.
Go check them out.
Go check them out. Anyway, all right, 250 class. Austin Faulkner.
You want to start earlier on from the main and talk about that Varese situation in the heat race? I don't think that was Faulkner's fault at all.
That was some unfortunate circumstances. I'm not going to blame Josh either. I'm not blaming either of them. That was an unfortunate circumstance.
Yeah.
And when it first happened, I just went, and there went Faulkner's collarbone again.
Oh, dude, when I saw
bad.
him roll up on the berm and like sit there for a minute and start holding his shoulder, I was like, "Oh, you've got to be fucking kidding me." I was like, "Are you I'm like, dude, karma. Just karma's a real thing apparently.
Just fucking terrible.
And then when we replayed it back, like even when I saw it in real time, I didn't think it was Faulkner's fault. And then I watched it back, I was like, "Oh, that's just an unfortunate situation." I know that Varese is taking a little bit of heat right now for his line decision.
Where was he going? That is a great question. Where was he going?
Yeah, because see, the main line was to go 3 in the corner, and even people that are going 2-1, they were floating to the outside berm. He literally came off the backside and checked up and shot straight for the inside, and I'm just like, The only thing I could think of is because we do have to take into account that Fortner came on
Fast.
out of nowhere for those
Yeah.
last 2 laps. So the only thing I can think of is that Josh did not know that Fortner was behind him. He probably only thought Chiz was behind him. And he's just like, oh, well, Chiz got around me anyway. So
Chiz was in front of him already, wasn't he?
No. Chiz had gone down, remember? And Varese passed him, and then Chiz passed him back.
Oh, okay.
So Varese probably was only thinking, oh, like, Chiz just got around me. Like, I'll just protect the inside, whatever. That's the only thing I can think of is that he didn't know that Fortner was there. Because, like I said, in all fairness, Fortner came out of nowhere those last 2 laps. It was kind of like in Atlanta with RJ. Like, all of a sudden he's not there, and then all of a sudden he's right there in the whoops. And you're like, oh, shit. So I will just say this, lucky on both of their ends, because we all saw how bad Fortner got it. Josh got real lucky they didn't get his head taken off.
Yeah.
Because I don't think the rear wheel clipped him, but I swear it looked like the swing arm just grazed him.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, dude, if his head is 2 inches to the left, that is not good.
How about your boy Jeremy Hand? Wasn't it in qualifying?
No, it was in the heat race.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude.
Got his arm stuck in there.
Oh, and then his hand stuck in the rear wheel.
Yep.
And then when they replayed it back and he's sitting there and you can clearly tell that he's like in agony, and then he just pulled it back, I'm just thinking, dude, because you obviously can't see the glove. I'm just thinking his fucking finger just fell. Like, he literally just cut his finger off.
Yeah.
Because he pulled it back. Because he pulled it back. He's like going there, and you could see his body language that he's like, oh my God. And then when he pulled it back and then they cut away, I'm just thinking, holy shit. His finger, like, it just is stuck. Because I've seen people's finger get caught in the chains, in the sprockets.
Yeah.
And I've seen people lose fingers.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just thinking, holy shit. And then the irony of Jeremy Hand, and I'm like, oh my God, people are going to have a field day with that. But I really hope his hand is not mangled. There's no way that he doesn't have broken bones, because that thing was stuck. And I'm like, oh, God.
Yep, made me cringe too. But anyway, so Forkner wins for the first time since what, 2020? 2020?
Yeah, when him and Dylan had their,
Yep.
I wouldn't say battle because Dylan won the title, but they had some races where they went back and forth.
Yeah, so good on him for winning. I mean, he's looked good last weekend and this weekend since he's come back.
Dude, just stay healthy for outdoors, man.
Yeah.
Just fucking stay healthy. Like, literally wrap yourself in bubble wrap when you're doing motos during the week, because, like, you just stay healthy for outdoors.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
But,
and we're not going to rehash this because we've talked about this enough tonight.
I mean, he only got handed to him. It's fine.
Whatever. We have a disagreement. It's fine. We're allowed to disagree on stuff. Jet won the title. That's all that matters. Good for him.
Here's where we're going to go.
Round of applause.
Comment down below whether you think Jet Lawrence let Forkner win that race.
Well, a lot of people are probably going to be Jet Lawrence because
or
obviously Jet has more fans than Forkner.
If Forkner legit beat Jet.
And I know where that's going to go. People are going to say Jet because Jet has more fans.
Put this on Instagram.
That's
I'm
fine.
Gonna clip this.
I already know what they're going to. I already know what they're going to say. I already know what they're going to say because Jet obviously has more fans than Forkner. All I'll say is he won the title. That's only the thing that fucking matters. He won the title. Good for him. He wrapped it up early. He didn't have to do with the chaos of the last round because whether people want to admit it or not, no matter how big your points lead is, when it comes down to the final round, your head's kind of a little spaced. So good for him, man. He finally gets that elusive Supercross title, and I say finally because he's only been 3 seasons or 2.5. So good for him. That's cool. Got the outdoor title, got the Supercross title, and it'll look real good when he goes into that 450 class here pretty soon.
Generational talent, baby. Generational. Just keep your eyes open. The show's just getting started.
Ready for outdoors.
Outdoor Tour 2022.
Yep.
All right. Next up, Pierce Brown got third. Did you think he was going to win that race? Because
No.
I did not at any point either.
I really like Pierce, but you could clearly tell when Austin and Jet got into second and third that
Bro, they were taking off 3/4 of a second per lap.
I think it's just because Pierce has not been in that situation enough. It's kind of like what happened in Detroit. He went into, I don't think he went into the red as early this time around, but you could definitely tell as that main started to wind down that he was struggling for air.
Yep. Mitchell Oldenburg, fourth. Good job for him.
That was just kind of quiet.
Yeah, just real quiet after an exciting heat race where he went down with RJ. Chiz fifth.
Good on him.
Won the heat, so that was good for him.
Really glad his wrist was not fucked up.
Fucking gnarly, dude.
Which was a very uncharacteristic Chiz crash
Yeah.
too. Just dipping the front end just a little too early.
Yeah.
Not really a Chiz thing to do, but I'm just glad he's healthy. And I wish he had a shot on that bike for outdoors.
Yeah.
Because I think he could do some real damage, but we know that's not going to happen.
RJ sixth. RJ did RJ things.
Pierce Brown's situation, though, was not his fault.
No.
That was Pierce's fault.
Yeah.
Totally. So I just want to clear that up. We talk about RJ things, and he was doing RJ things throughout the day. That crash with Pierce was not his fault.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think had that not happened, and I guess it's kind of obvious because he caught Pierce, RJ would have been the third man on the box?
Yeah,
because I think he was going to go around Pierce, and he was going to kind of gap him a little bit.
He was catching him. He was on him. Yes, he probably would have passed him too. So.
Just a typical fucking RJ. It's kind of like with Fortner. If you don't have bad luck, you wouldn't have no luck.
Yeah. Enzo Lopes 7th. That was a good, quiet, good ride for him.
Crash.
Yeah. Varese comes back to 8th after that heat race incident.
Sneaky good season. Yeah. Sneaky good season for him.
Not bad. Cullen Park led some laps, bro.
Wow, that was wild.
That was crazy. He
was
leading.
Fucking wild.
Can't believe he was leading.
Yeah, I know. And from the sounds of it, he is going to be doing all the East Coast rounds on a 450 outdoors. Not ride the 250.
Interesting.
I don't think they can make a motor that'll haul his big ass around.
Is 35. The team doing doing outdoors?
Sounds of it. I don't know if they'll be going with. So I don't know all the details, but I'm going to assume what that team is going to look like will be Cullen on a 450, Cody Schock on a 450, and I think that might be it. I think KP's
R.I.P. Cody Schock.
Dude, an old Instabanger of his popped up on my popped up in I don't know what it was. It was like Facebook or whatever. It was a link to one of his Instabangers of him just throwing it sideways his first day in California on a KTM. It's like, oh God, he probably wishes he was riding that bike still.
Yeah. Speaking of Kyle Peters, listened to Pulp on Monday. They had Dino on talking about his experience in St. Louis there.
Poking around his ass.
Yeah, with 5 doctors. And then he was talking about being in the ER or whatever before they took him in for surgery. And all of a sudden they go, oh, crap, there's another moto guy coming in. He's in bad shape. And he's laying there, and then he looks over, and it's Kyle Peters. He's like, hey, Kyle, what's up, man? He's like, oh, hey. What's wrong? Nothing. I'm just paralyzed. What's wrong with you? I just got a fucking third asshole. It's fine.
Dude, only moto dudes.
Only moto dudes.
Jesus.
Have you heard about that Dino injury, too? Like, it was bad when we heard about it. He was talking about it on Monday. Gnarly.
Yeah, I don't even want to. I know that he did a little update video.
They can't sew it shut. They're letting it heal.
Where is it? Is it on his ass cheek or is it like in his crack?
I don't know if it went into the crack. Here's what I do know. When he had so he's had I think 3 surgeries now. The first one they went in when he first got there because he had ripped the artery open that runs through the ass. So they went in and fixed that. Then they went in again to like clean it all up and stuff. And I think it was the second time they went in, the lady basically told him right before they put him out, they're like, well, if you did rip the asshole, you'll wake up with a bag attached to your stomach because you're going to have to shit in a bag for the next however many months till it heals up. So he's like, I woke up and I was just going, oh God, oh God, oh God. And luckily there was no bag. So he didn't actually rip his asshole. From what I understand, it's 10. So he keeps saying it's 10 inches deep. But let's face it, these guys are not 10 inches across. They're not fat people, okay?
No.
So I assume it's like a 10-inch long gash that is, I don't know how deep, and about 4 inches wide, he said.
Dude, my stomach is already.
And dude, he was talking about this, and I was trying to drink like a protein shake or something, and I was like, God, I almost can't drink this because this is gnarly. They sewed some down on the inside, I guess, but they cannot sew the whole thing because it's so gnarly, it has to heal naturally. So his wife is having to stuff gauze in this thing multiple times a day, at which, from what I understand, it fucking stinks, which I can imagine. And then on top of that, when he shits, he's like, I can go to the bathroom and stuff by myself. Like, that's fine. But then she has to go in there and take the gauze back out because it'll get on the gauze, too. And then re-gauze it again. I mean, dude, the real MVP is his wife, Sarah. Like,
hey, man,
the real MVP here is Sarah.
All I know is he got lucky because, A, if he would have ripped his actual asshole, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And B, the fucking bone right at the top. Like, he's lucky that the peg didn't go through that.
He thinks that his tailbone's broken. They keep telling him it's not. He says it sucks. He's like, dude, it's so bad because it's just my ass just throbs all the time right now.
Dude, oh God, that just makes my stomach
And then
cringe.
in true Dino fashion, he flew home on a fucking regular flight.
That'd be brutal.
Instead of figuring out how to go private.
Yeah, because, he doesn't have the...
so that you could just lay out.
Because
instead
he
of
doesn't
shelling that 10 G's.
Because doesn't have that 10 G's laying
so
around.
you could lay on your stomach and just fly home and not have to sit. He sat on a fucking donut.
Listen, Dino, quit being cheap, you fuck.
Dude, it was hilarious what he was telling that. And all I could think is like, dude, you would never, like, if something like that happened to me at a race somewhere where I wasn't around home, you would never catch me fucking flying commercial home. I would slide one of my cards so fast to just lay on my stomach and not have to sit on my fucking
Could you imagine
gashed out ass for fucking however many
even
hours.
he probably he at least obviously flew business. Could you imagine still just the pain? No pun intended.
He said
the
he
pain
had,
in the ass.
He said he had 2 painkillers. I don't remember what he said they were that they gave him, and he's like, dude, it didn't really help.
No, of course not, dude.
I know.
Painkillers ain't going to do something for something
and
like
he had
that.
to sit on a donut. The funny thing of the whole thing,
then getting
too, is,
off the plane, getting on and off the plane.
Yeah. The funny thing of the whole thing too is him telling, he's like, it's a good thing I'm not a shy person, because in the stadium when they were working on me, he's like, dude, they literally had me bent over a tough block with my ass just right there for the whole stadium to see, because they were trying to get it to stop bleeding, dude.
I can't. And I imagine at some point, and if they haven't already, those photos surfaced or a video.
Oh, I bet there's something out there
I
somewhere.
cannot imagine what his ass looked like.
So here's the other gnarly thing. He lost, we'll call it half his blood. From what I understand, what he said is like, I don't remember the measurement, but it's like the normal measurement of blood in a person's like 16.
Yeah.
He's at 8.
Oh,
so when he stands up, immediate lightheaded, he's like, dude, it fucking sucks. I can barely stand up. And yeah, so
well, it makes sense because
gnarly.
when we're all sitting there, we're going, dude, this is literally taking the whole race to get him going. And then now we know why when the doctors were all like frantic going like, what the fuck are we doing? Dude, he got lucky. He really did. And the thing that's sketchy about that is, and like, I'm obviously no doctor, but I've been around enough bad shit in my life. If you don't realize this, you can pump yourself full of all that blood that you lose, but when you lose that amount of blood anytime, no matter what it is, your body is never the same after that. And we already kind of know where Dino is in his career. I'm going to be honest. I think this might be the nail in the coffin that what calls it a career for him. It could be.
Depends how long it takes to come back from this.
Well, like I said, though, even no matter how long it takes, dude, he is not going to be the same person after this.
Oh, yeah.
This is just not going to be something that he's just going to be like, oh, nope, I'm done. Like, this is going to affect him for a long time, and I think he just needs to be like, yeah, nope, I'm done. I'm done. Because that, from now hearing all of this shit, he got real fucking lucky.
Oh, yeah.
Because that could have been a whole lot worse.
Oh, yeah. 100%. So, all right, let's keep moving on down the line here. Jace Owen, 10th place. Good job, buddy. Marshall Welton.
Good
Michigan
Marshall,
native,
running
11th.
10th.
Dude, I was surprised watching that main. I was like, holy shit.
Dude, he ran 10th for probably a
while.
11, 12 minutes, and then Jace was just hounding him the whole entire time.
I had him on fantasy.
So did I. I had Jace, too.
Yep.
So I was conflicted.
Derek Drake, 12th. That's not a bad run
They're going
for
through
him.
the LCQ.
Yep. John Short, 13th.
Okay.
Jordan Smith did Jordan Smith things and ended up 14th.
Let's keep in mind.
Oh, boy, here we go.
No. The finger. Dude, he can't even pull the clutch in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so, like, even though he did Jordan Smith things, he is now riding at a disadvantage, which, once again, fucking sucks because now he's not going to be 100% for outdoor testing, but whatever.
Hunter Yoder, 15th.
Good for Hunter Yoder.
Yep.
Picked him on fantasy.
Good job. Jack Chambers, 16th. Good job for Jack.
Good job for Jack.
Zach Osborne, affiliate there.
Yep, you can accredit that to a lot of Zach.
Jarrett Fry, 17th.
No, whatever.
Josh Cartwright, 18th.
Okay.
Osby, 19th. Lane Shaw, 20th.
Maybe one day we'll tell that story.
Alves, 21st.
Yeah.
Which is weird because he had a good. Was it the heat race he was good or the main that he got the good start?
He got a good start in both the heat and the main. Yeah.
But the heat, he was leading, right?
Yeah, he was leading the heat for a while and then dropped back. And then the main, I think he got a top 12 start or something.
Something like that.
But I'm going to assume, kind of what we talked about on the fantasy show, that he still might be having some lingering injuries from that Atlanta shit.
Could be. And then Hardy Munoz, 22nd. Don't know what the fuck
Nets
was wrong.
Saved his life.
Nets did save
The
his life,
Nets
but then he
saved-
was trapped like a fucking velociraptor.
Dude.
In the net.
When they originally showed that footage, when they just showed the back half of it, and they just showed a dude launching through the berm when you couldn't tell who it was, I was like, it's some just random like back of the pack B dude. I was thinking of like Joe Clayton or something. And then when they were like, oh no, it's Hardy, I'm like,
Well, that makes all the sense in the
That
world.
makes all the sense in the world. Of course, Hardy would be the one dude to fuck the nets up.
Broke it.
Yeah, dude, they sat there for like 10, 15 minutes fixing it.
Yeah, he broke it.
I mean, at least they did what it's supposed to do. I'm like, of all people.
Dude,
Like
it's a very Hardy Munoz thing to do, man.
I'm like,
very
oh my
Hardy
God.
Munoz thing.
Jesus.
So, all right, that wraps up the race coverage. Anything else you want to talk about, man? Anything you've heard in the industry this week or anything like that?
I think the only biggest thing we're all just wondering is obviously we still got these 2 titles to wrap up, but I think the crazy thing is this Hurlings and Cairoli talk is actually, wildly enough, I think it's kind of overshadowing a lot of the stuff going on in Supercross. Which is wild to think because we always talk about the difference between Nationals and Supercross.
Yeah, so we could talk about this too because we obviously talked about it on the fantasy show that didn't fucking work. So, so Cairoli confirmed this week that he is coming over. First 2. Air quotes coming over for the first 2.
Bullshit.
We talked about this on Thursday, but we'll touch on this again. In my opinion, there is no way he comes over to ride fucking Paula and Hangtown.
Yeah.
He is going to be here for more than 2 rounds. Justin believes if he's in the top 5 in points, he'll continue to go until he's not in the top 5 or the end of the season, whatever. But either way, he's going to be here, which is awesome. So,
dude, it's going to be wild. It's going to be wild. Even take out the Hurlings thing, just the fact that we have somebody as accomplished and the legend status that is Tony Cairoli, even if you want to talk about, this is kind of just a bucket list thing for him. Look, you can say that all you want. Tony doesn't do shit half-assed.
Yeah.
Like I told you, I heard he had been riding 3 times a week. He just trains because he wants to stay in shape. That's just who he is.
And for anyone who says, 3 times a week isn't shit, he's 30-some years old.
He's 37.
37. Okay? I'm here to tell you at 32, going on 33, that 3 times a week is a lot.
And then you also look at the fact of you could just look at the man and what he looks like, and you're like,
yep.
Oh no, that's impressive. However long he's here, whether it's for 4 or 5 races, because once again, we don't buy this 2-race bullshit, or the whole season, he's going to make hell on those boys.
Oh, yeah.
Whether he wins races or not, that's a different story, and you in the comments can light me up about, well, he's not going to challenge Eli Tomac or whoever. Whatever, that may be fine. But this is not just some random GP dude that's coming over to race our series. This is a guy
who's won 9 world titles
and has won over 100 fucking GPs or whatever it is. This dude is going to make life hell on them.
He's legit.
Whether he can do it for 35 minutes, that's a different conversation. But I will say this. He rips that first, we go into that first moto in May in Fox Raceway, and that man rips a hole shot. Fucking, it's on like Donkey Kong.
Yep.
Shit is going to get wild because we also know the savvy. I mean, we saw it with our own eyes. I've watched Tony ride a few different times in my life, but obviously you saw him at MX of Nations, and obviously it wasn't good because. But dude, you saw that man, that racecraft up close. That line selection that man has. That dude figures out tracks quicker than anybody I've ever seen in my life. So if anybody is equipped to ride the shit tracks that is California, Tony's like, I'm shaking my hands, bro. I am ready for that shit. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. And then the Hurlings thing. I mean. Got cleared to ride last week or this past week.
Yep. And you're at what now? What'd you say?
I'm at 70-30.
70-30 that he's coming.
And if we get to, what did I say? If we get to May and he is posting Instagram videos or there's more word that he has been pounding out motos, doing some that, I'm up at 85. I'm up to 85%. Dude, I am.
Have we seen any riding footage yet?
No, because I think he's being very, very hush-hush about this. I don't think he's trying to quite set the world of the internet on fire as far as the motocross community goes.
Not yet.
But I'll tell you what, the moment that there is a video of him, and especially if it's an Insta-banger, holy fuck. And if there is any footage at all of him in America come May, people are going to lose their minds.
Yep.
Yeah, I will stand by this. If they know ahead of time that he is racing the series and they don't market this the right way, it'll be we talk about MX Sports at length all the time, and the AMA or MX Sports is the AMA. If they don't not market this correctly, it'll be the worst fucking decision of their life.
Yep.
They can talk about, well, you know that. I don't fucking care, dude. If you know ahead of time that Hurlings is confirmed for this series, the marketing tools that you could use are just him versus Eli. Because this will be literally the first time ever that we have seen a guy because I don't want to talk about RV in 2014.
He's the reigning world title, isn't he?
He is the reigning. He won the
last year.
Yeah, he won the championship. This will be the first time ever that a reigning world champion, outdoor champion, has come over to the United States and is committed to an entire season with the idea of winning said title, and then it's never going to happen again. Because that's the difference. This is a one-time deal. People, you need to realize this is a one-time thing. Herlings comes over here. If he does, he's not coming back after this. This is a circumstantial thing. That's what makes it even more special. And a guy in the prime of his fucking career against an Eli Tomac that may be in the prime of his career against a Dylan Ferendis that's is coming off an outdoor title, a Jason Anderson that never looks better, a Chase Sexton. Ken Roxon, I'm not going to put him in there because we don't really know where he is. And
he's riding.
He's riding.
He's riding.
And then to top it all off, Jeffrey's arch nemesis that is Tony Cairoli
is going to be here too.
Dude, I know that you're not an outdoor guy over Supercross, but you can't sit there and say that you're not a little geeked up for this.
I'm excited.
Because we always like to talk about best season ever. No. If this is all plans out how we think it's going to, this will literally be the best 450 outdoor summer ever.
Yep.
And it really sucks for the boys in the 250 class because they have some of the wildest racing. Dude, and nobody ain't going to give a shit about the 250 class.
Nope.
Like, we talk about Jet, and obviously people are going to still watch Jet for Jet and J-Mart, all that. Fucking half the people are going to be so fucking tired from watching those 450 motos, they ain't going to give a shit about the 250 racing.
Yep.
But guess what? We'll be there 3 times to fucking see it.
It's going to be awesome.
Dude, it's going to be great. It's going to be fucking great.
So one other thing I've been thinking about here. I was watching the qualifying for Formula 1 the other day.
Okay.
And you know how they do it?
Yep.
Where they essentially trim the fat
down
down
from
each session.
20
to 15 to 10.
Yep, which I actually think it should be even lower than that. I think it should go 5 for the last round, but whatever. Whatever. It's,
I started thinking, on these Supercross tracks that we now talk about how beat they are because we're doing 20 minutes or whatever, why are we not doing that in qualifying? We have 3 sessions.
Well, remember, we kind of had this conversation when we were talking on St. Louis on the way down, talking about this.
Why do you not have 20 dudes go out in A group for the first session, and then it gets trimmed, and then it gets trimmed? I mean, you do it in all of them, actually. You could do it in C group, you could do it in B group, you could do it in all the groups.
Yeah.
And just trim it down. I mean, I don't know. It's
maybe they'll have a new look on how qualifying will go with this World Supercross, because obviously we've now seen, since we've gone to this 15 minutes for the 250 main, 20 minutes for the 450 main, that we need to start changing something.
Yeah.
Because, like, dude, this is not a knock at everybody, especially, obviously, our great friend of the show, Kevin Moranz, Scott Meshy, guys like that. But I'll stand by this, and like I said, I want everybody to know this is not a shot. This is just a comment. It does not look good to a viewer that when you go here to see the best riders in the world and you see the top guys lapping the back of the pack guys 3 times. It's just not a good look. And I know most people will say, well, oh, nobody really gives a shit.
Let me say this. At one point I looked up, Meshy was 4 laps down yesterday.
And Scott's a good fucking rider.
He is a good rider.
Obviously, we know he's better outdoors, but dude, he's made 2 Supercross mains in the 450 class on a 250F.
Let me ask you this, because I don't pay this close of attention. In Formula 1, what's it like there for the 15th through 20th place guy?
What do you mean?
Are they getting lapped? Are they getting lapped a lot?
So today at the Emilia-Romagna race, and it was a little bit different because Emilia-Romagna, they were worried about torrential rain because they had rain pretty much all weekend. They didn't have DRS enabled for a while because they were safety reasons. Max lapped all the way up to Max, Charles, Perez, and Lando lapped up to 11th once. Just once. And on a normal weekend where everything is pretty perfect, prime, whatever word you want to use, they'll usually lap up to like 17th, 16th once.
See, but that to me is acceptable. Like, you're going to have some guys that are just going to
not 3 fucking times.
Yeah.
Not 3 fucking times.
Not 3 fucking times and lap into 8th place.
Or when we see in outdoors, it gets even worse, where a couple times this last summer they lapped all the way up to 6th. Like, as an optics thing to be taken more serious, we got to change some shit. Like, it just, I don't know how you fix that, because that is a very old problem. And obviously you can't fix the talent disparity. But it is not a good look to when you're trying to bring in new viewers and you claim that, oh, these are the best guys in the world, which they are. That's not what I'm saying. Don't get it twisted. Those are not my words. But to a new viewer that doesn't know how it works like we do, or even an average viewer.
But this is the thing, too. This is where we look at it as Feld is an entertainment company, and they're just trying to make their money entertaining people. They're not trying to grow it, which is super weird to me. But they're not trying to grow it, man.
It almost contradicts the whole fact of making money because you're not it's a weird conversation, and we could deep dive this if we had more time with a different podcast.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's just not a good look to the new viewer, and you put up there, these are the best guys in the world, and then they go, well, if they're the best guys in the world, why are the guys in the back getting lapped 3 times? And it's because they don't understand it the way we do or even average viewer does. But to them, because they don't understand it, you can't really explain it to them. You can't really explain how hard it is to fucking go that fast for 20-plus minutes and the difference in speed already when the track is smooth.
Yeah.
They won't get it.
No.
They will not get it. And like I said, it's just not a good look to a new viewer, and they go, well, how the fuck are these guys the best world? They just got lapped 3 times. Just doesn't make any sense. So, yeah, I don't know. Something's got to change, and maybe we'll see it in the World Supercross Series.
Yeah, we'll see. Just a thought I had the other day.
No, I like it. I mean, we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
So last thing, got Denver this weekend.
Yep.
Mile High.
Yep.
Unfortunately, we're not going to see the Privateer Challenge. I don't know. Maybe we will. They claim they're going to throw it up on YouTube or some shit, but who knows?
They said they're going to record it, so we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We won't see it for like a week. That doesn't really do any good. Christian Craig can't wrap up the title this weekend. No. I don't think. No, he could.
Yeah, he could.
He could.
He's got to win.
He's got to win. Eli Tomac is going to clinch the title this weekend, no matter what. Doesn't really fucking matter what happens. He's going to clinch it.
Yep.
Which is really cool for him. 2 years that he's won his titles, he's wrapped it up in his home state. That's fucking cool.
That's cool.
I don't care what anybody says. Who wins 250 West and the 450 main?
Dude, I think Hunter wins again.
I'm on board.
He's rolling.
I'm on board with that.
He's fucking rolling right now.
I'm on board with that.
And I think he's pissed off that he's as far out of this as he is.
Especially just watching his brother, as happy as he is, just winning another title.
Mm-hmm. And then the 450s, I think we see Marv win.
God, that'd be cool.
I don't think Ando's going to get it. I think the, what's it called?
Altitude
sickness might get him a little bit this week, so I don't think he's going to be quite on it.
You know what? I think Hunter's going to win, too. I definitely agree with that. Obviously, because I am a Hunter fan, so I just, anytime Hunter wins, that's cool. I actually think Christian crashes his fucking brains out. Because I think... Jesus Christ. I think he's going to crash his brains out because
not him getting hurt, but just crash his
because
brains
I think
out.
Hunter's just going to be faster, and I think Christian's going to piss him off.
Yeah.
As far as the 450 goes, I'm on board with the Marv thing. I think that if this wasn't in Denver, I think that Ando would rack it off again.
That's actually funny to think about because Ando's talking about wanting to give him a hard time, but we have Denver and then Salt Lake. We're altitude, both of them. So I don't know. We'll see how this goes.
I'm not against the Marv thing. I think Sexton wins.
Okay.
I think Sexton wins.
All right.
Man, because he should have won Atlanta.
Yeah.
He should have. Like, he just, anybody that's being objective, he should have won that fucking race.
It's a lot like Stu.
Yeah, I know.
Should have won.
Odd.
Fast.
Odd.
Should have won.
And then last night, obviously, Ando was better, but Sexton was really good. I think Sexton gets another one, but I am on board with the Marv thing. I think that'd be really cool. I do want to see him get another win. So, yeah, I'm going to think Hunter. I think Craig crashes his brains out at some point. Don't know when it'll happen, but I think it's just because Hunter's going to be better.
Cost him the title, crashes his brains out? Or
Ooh, God, that would be really hard. That would be really... He would have to do something that we don't want, and that would be to hurt himself. And we obviously don't want that.
No.
He would have to hurt himself, I think, at that point. Because he's just... Obviously, dude, the speed is just so much different.
Yes.
And yeah, I think Sexton wins. I do. I don't know where Eli finishes. I don't think it really matters because he's going to wrap the title.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're going to have another good night of racing, though. I don't know what the dirt's going to look like. It's supposed to be nice, so.
I don't know. We'll see. I don't remember what Denver was like before, so.
If I remember correctly, I think it was kind of rocky.
All right, so this has been another episode of the Moto Aftermath Show, episode number 199. Thanks to our sponsors, Energy Fuel, Premier Custom Trailers, TLR Coatings, Alias Sport, Holester Co, Dirt Bike Depot, JT Cycle, Adept Creative Co, Gutter Worx, Isaac Nelson Design, and Clutch Media. Again, links to all of those in the description, links to merch and Amazon links and everything else in the description to help us out. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, and we will be back next week to wrap up Denver, and hopefully we will get a fantasy show out on Friday this week.
Also, thank you, Max from Dirt Bike Depot.
Yeah, thanks, Max from Dirt Bike Depot.
Go check them out. Thank Kevin.
Go check them out.
Kev, we're not going to thank you. You're on here all the time.
Dirt Bike Depot. Use the code. Hold on. We got a code. Use the code TMAS10 for 10% off at thedirt-bikedepot.com. Again, link in the description along with that code and everything for you guys, so you can go check their stuff out, maybe buy something, purchase some boots you can't purchase in the store.
Kev, we're not going to thank you. You're on here all the time.
Yeah, thanks, Kev, for just being you, buddy.
Just being you, pal.
So, all right. This has been episode 199. We'll be back next week. Episode 200. Milestone mark here. This is going to be great.
We don't really have anything planned, do we?
Nope. This is how good we are.
Maybe Cole will be on for
Maybe
months.
Cole will be here.
Maybe he
That'll
doesn't have an excuse. You know, he went to Denver a week early, the douchebag.
Yeah, what a douche.
God, whatever. All right,
Fuck
guys.
that guy.
See ya.
See ya.